Blitz up the middle. This one intercepted. Picked off in the flat. It's Lynch.
You're better off just rolling it down the field, the 40-yard line, than kicking a line drive to number 15.
And here he goes. The quarterback is on the loose. Here's Post up the middle. Post has got a seam and he's gone. Purdy makes one man miss, spins away from a second. 10, still wide at the 5. Play action, Black to throw. Caught by Soden. Finley to his left, throws across the body, looking for Peters. He's got him on the run. Meanwhile, handoff. He's got it. Look out. To the house, Emmanuel Post. They're going to air it out. Deep down the near sideline. Touchdown, Londonderry. Unbelievable. The holder is Sabani. It's clean. The kick is up. Good. And good. Well, hello everyone, and welcome here to Bedford. Nick Anastas, Steve Beals with you, getting set for our Friday Night Lights New Hampshire game of the week between the Pinkerton Astros and the Bedford Bulldogs. Two of the premier programs statewide, two Division I contenders again in 2024. Bedford, they ran the table a year ago on their way to a second straight Division I title. And so far, so good 5 weeks in under head coach Zach Matthews. 35 the lucky number through each of the 4 games. They posted 35 points exactly in each of their 4 wins out of the gate. And then really sent a statewide message last week with a 47-0 win over Merrimack to improve to 5-0. Pinkerton, they got that rivalry win over Londonderry under their belt in week number 4. Looked very impressive.
Convincing. Yeah.
In doing so. But then faltered last week for the first time as they lost to Salem 27-13. So overall, Pinkerton at 4-1, Bedford at 5-0. The storylines record-wise heading into this one in week 6.
Yeah, I mean, you can't look. You do look at the 2 records, Nick, but you look at the strength of schedule that Londonderry, I'm sorry, the Pinkerton has played against Londonderry and Salem and Windham. Bedford, nothing to do with themselves. It's just they haven't had a really strong. They haven't played the iron of the league yet, Nick. I did talk to some folks down in the press box at the lower level, and some folks outside here, and some Bedford fans here, and they definitely are looking forward to this game. They want competition. They want that. They know they need it. One broadcaster came up to me and said, this is like a midterm exam for Bedford. I thought that was pretty good. And I would definitely agree with that. But, you know, as far as the Salem game last week, I talked to one of the assistant coaches for Pinkerton, and what happened was they got caught a little behind, started passing the ball more than they normally would, significantly more, is my understanding. Had 2 interceptions, and it just, at that point, they couldn't catch up. But I'm sure they had a very solid week of practice. So we'll see this one. I don't know how to pick this one, to be honest with you.
Gorgeous night. No real win. Little on the chilly side here. Temperature in the lower 50s. The students for both schools, as expected, have turned out. And I can personally attest, parking spots are at a premium.
Yes, they are.
Right now. So, folks, those late arrivers are going to have to leg it a little bit towards Bulldog Stadium.
They'll be around the bowl. The stands won't hold the numbers on both sides, and this place is going to be jammed and loud for sure.
It is the center of the New Hampshire High School football universe, at least tonight, as these two teams clash in week number 6. When we come back, all the pomp and circumstance for you down on the field. The national anthem, the coin toss, and then kickoff at the top of the hour. The Astros and the Bulldogs here in week 6. You are watching our Friday Night Lights New Hampshire game of the week, presented by Beals Insurance. Our broadcast today, as it always is brought to you by Beals Insurance Agency, with locations now in both Bedford and Londonderry. Whether you need home, auto, or business insurance, Beals Insurance will get you both the price and quality coverage that's right for you. Just call 603-471-9999 or visit BealsInsurance.com to request a free quote and start saving money today. Again, that's BealsInsurance.com.
The New Hampshire Tomahawks promote the highest level of club lacrosse competition, not just in the state, but in the country. Looking to get recruited? Director Chris Cameron keeps an open dialogue with the nation's top college lacrosse coaches. Over 400 New Hampshire Tomahawks alumni have played at the college level, including the ACC, Big East, Big Ten, Ivy, NESCAC, NE10, and more. New Hampshire Tomahawks coaching staff has over 100 coaches, including current high school, varsity, and college coaches. The Tomahawks offer training for players of all ages, clinics, camps, and leagues, along with spring, summer, and fall elite teams. So play with the best. The New Hampshire Tomahawks, showcase and development for college lacrosse. Visit NewHampshireTomahawks.com and girls.nhtomahawks.com. How can you reach your team's fundraising goals at no risk and no cost? MG Sports offers a variety of products to make your team's fundraiser a success. Their products include discount tickets, cards, and calendar raffles to hundreds of local merchants throughout the New England area. Don't waste another season. Raise more funds than ever before and become another football program in New Hampshire that sets fundraising records every season. MG Sports, fundraising made easy. Visit mgsportsfundraising.com to start raising money for your team today. Colonial Printing is family owned and celebrating 50 years of quality print services for New Hampshire businesses and can help yours as well. Whether it's creative design, digital or offset printing, or banners and signs, with state-of-the-art technology, unlimited industry sources, and the ability to think outside the box, Colonial Printing will help you get your job done. To see their full list of services, promo products, and portfolio, or to request an estimate, visit colonialprintingnh.com. That's colonialprintingnh.com.
Back here at Bulldog Stadium, getting set for the coin toss, the national anthem, and then game time coming your way at 7 o'clock. Nick Anastas, Steve Beals with you. It's our Friday Night Lights New Hampshire Game of the Week, presented by Beals Insurance. Pinkerton hoping to rebound after their first loss last week against Salem. Bedford hoping to stay unbeaten and extend a win streak that dates back to late 2022.
They have been a solid program. If there's the vintage team in the state, as far as reloading every year, you could throw Pinkerton, Londonderry on that, Exeter on that, and that's why these programs are so. Other teams as well, but they're pumping in 30 to 50 guys every single year into the system. Obviously well coached from these communities at the junior level. Come in knowing the basic core elements of blocking and tackling and, the three phases of the game. So these teams are going to bring a high IQ of football and going to be in a situation where that matchup I'd say is a draw. But, Bedford has been the king for quite a while now, to your point, Nick. And as far as I'm concerned, it's theirs till they get knocked off. This is a big game tonight for both teams for different reasons. We were talking earlier about the midterm exam that someone said for Bedford. I couldn't agree with that more, and I know you can tell that they're amped up to play competition. As far as injuries are concerned, Nick, we do have some injuries you can go over if you like.
Pinkerton is going to be without one of their speedsters, the track star, Jamie Isaac, the senior, who is dealing with a leg injury and is considered unofficially week to week. So no Isaac tonight for Pinkerton. And meanwhile, the home team has assembled in the corner of the end zone, as you can see in the jaws of the Bulldog. One of the more fun player introductions that you're going to find statewide.
Yeah, they had a military one last night in our game we did in Concord. For those who were able to tough as far as technical, getting it through technically, but we were able to get that game through, and it was a nice game, close game, really competitive memorial at Concord. So check that out on our website. But they also had one of these big things to come out in. It's kind of interesting. The Bulldogs,
like every year,
somebody new has one.
Right.
Yeah.
The pregame celebrations get a little bit more elaborate.
Yeah.
By the season.
One of the things, Nick, that looked at this game is, after the loss last week to Salem, Pinkerton, they really do have to establish the run, but coming in here without Isaac isn't going to help them. He's been a great special teams player, great addition to play side by side with Tim Morrison, and I don't know as far as fullback if Quintilanic is coming back today. We'll see that in the game. But their offensive line was the biggest concern, Nick, in the beginning of the year for me to see, because we knew that they had the goods there in the Jamboree. But that offensive line's done a terrific job for them. Defensive line as well. Bedford just seems to be solid no matter where they go. Obviously, Helton, he is talk about the bell cow. He's the guy that gets things done when they need it the most. My concern for Bedford, as we talked about in prior games, was do they have a quarterback or not, and clearly they do. So as far as the matchups, as far as the skill players are concerned, they're plentiful on both sides.
All right, let's turn things over to the public address announcer for the introduction of the players. You just heard that the Astros were introduced collectively. Coach O'Reilly, who's been on the job for 45 years now, still addressing his group on the far sideline.
Well,
and going over some last-minute battle plans here. The home team, they've been standing now for quite a while in the corner of the end zone inside the inflatable bulldog. And now, I believe, are going to take to the field here in front of the home fans, the two-time defending Division I champion Bedford Bulldogs.
Boy, how do they stuff all those dogs in there, Nick? There's a lot of play. There must be a lot of room in that thing.
Bennett Matthews, the junior receiver.
What a player.
Also the coach's son carrying the American flag and waving the team mascot flag. That's Jack May, the senior quarterback. Took over the job following the graduation of his predecessor and has lived up to the billing so far through 5 weeks. The captains about to assemble here at midfield. All right, Steve, you touched on it briefly, but in black and white terms, a couple of keys, things to watch for tonight for both teams.
Defensive backfield of Pinkerton, Nick, has got to be solid. May can string it. He's got a good arm. He can throw it wide outside the hash marks very well. Can throw it downtown, throw it deep corner. This is and he's got Bennett Matthews as a number one receiver with a good supporting cast. So to me, Nick, that's going to be it. And of course, the other half of that, if not 2/3, is the pass rush. They're going to need to get a pass rush on a very solid offensive line by Bedford. On the offensive side of the ball for Pinkerton, they've got to establish the run. Got to be able to. Offensive line's got to match up, create those openings, and get Morrison some space. He is a bull. The linebacker core of Bedford is going to see a running back probably like they haven't seen yet this year. It'll be a good test for him. On the Bedford side, I think it's all about turnovers for them. As far as if May is on target, that's going to be and he can get his receivers free, and that's going to be a big factor for them. Turnovers are going to be a big factor as always in every game. I think time of possession. Ultimately, Nick, my last key: time of possession of this game as it relates to how much can Pinkerton keep the Bedford offense off the field is going to be a big key with long running drives that get into the end zone and get points.
Here's the Bedford High School Marching Band set to perform the national anthem. A fantastic live rendition of the national anthem by the Bedford High School Marching Band, setting the stage for this Week 6 clash between two teams that are always in the state title mix, at least in Division I.
Absolutely.
Bedford, of course, the defending champions. They've won the last 2 and 4 of the last 8.
Yeah, that's
as well.
incredible.
2016, 2018, 2022, and again undefeated last year. Pinkerton, of course, they were the big king on the block for a long time under Coach O'Reilly. Their last state championship appearance came with a runner-up tag in 2017.
Yeah, Derek Stank really brought this program to a whole new level in Division I, was able to get their first championship after a couple of tries, but moved up to Division I and just brought that team. They had some very good quarterbacks throughout the years, Nick, but you have to execute across the board, and they've done that. And then you have Zach Matthews come in. What's going to happen now? Coach is gone, and then Zach Matthews comes in, brings in his program. I would argue that he prepares his football team as good as anybody in the state, without any question.
Our referee tonight, Kevin Bulldog, addressing the teams at midfield.
That's a nice window into what's going on right there. John Barron out there with the roamer, getting right in on it.
There's the coin toss. It looks like the Bulldogs win the toss and will defer to the second half. So Bedford going to kick. Pinkerton will receive. And now the only thing left now is to kick it off and get it on.
Yeah, we're talking about time of possession earlier in the keys earlier, Nick. I think that it's a tall order, but I think the Astros are going to need 60-65% of time of possession to stay in this football game, given the different nature. But that can be a real advantage to them if they can do that, and I think they have a very good shot to win this game if they do. If it's bolted the other way around, then it can't go well against being a running football team. So we'll see. I can't wait to get this matchup going here. A lot of people want to, Bedford has clearly won by large margins every single game, but now they're playing the Pinkerton Astros, Nick, and this is a great test for them. My guess is they're up to it.
Well, a crowd of several thousand still assembling here at Bedford High School.
Great to be here. What a field.
A gorgeous night throughout southern New Hampshire. But all eyes are on this field tonight, a true game of the week.
Yep.
These two teams have been atop the New Hampshire Union Leader Power Poll most of the season. In fact, Bedford has held that top spot since opening as the favorite back in August. And Pinkerton, as recently as 2 weeks ago, they were number 2. They dipped a spot this week after they fell to Salem. But
how about Salem, huh? Coming off beating a team like we knew they were good, Nick, in the Jamboree. Congratulations to them on a big win. How will the Pinkerton Astros respond tonight against the Bedford Bulldogs is, like you said, where all eyes are on.
Back deep for Pinkerton, the dangerous return man, Matt Morrison. He's one of the state's best runners. And he stands right now at the 13-yard line, number 22 in white, one player to watch tonight. They're going to kick instead to the sophomore. That's Brady Spellman, who takes it in at the 15, works to his right and gets cut down at the 17. Good open field tackle.
Wow.
Noah Casamasino, senior, part of the strong senior class for Bedford with a good special teams tackle.
I think speaking of knowing how to tackle, watch the form in which Noah comes in here. You can't run sideways. He just straddles very well, keeps square, hits, wraps, and drives. Boy, he's in great shape, Nick, you can see.
So we get our first look at Aiden McDonald, the junior quarterback. Played well the last time we saw him, Steve, 2 weeks ago on the road in that win over Londonderry.
You can't go east-west on a kickoff, Nick. You got to choose your lane.
He gives this Pinkerton offense a dynamic look. Meanwhile, they're going to stop the clock here momentarily as our referee, Kevin Bulldog, apparently just wiped something off the jersey of McDonald. Maybe a equipment-related issue, but they're continuing to check out the junior quarterback.
Updated report, Nick, 44, Ben Quintilani is in the game. We saw him get injured a couple weeks ago in Wyndham, and boy, Pinkerton, could really need him, and it's good to see him healthy in the game.
And he's the lone back here on 1st and 10. Morrison in motion. They go to Quintilani on a quick hitter.
Nice
He's wrapped up immediately.
Nice fill by the Bulldogs. 51 right in there. 61, I believe, as well.
Alec Bissonette is number 51 in black. He's the junior defensive end.
53 is in there as well.
Freddie Maynard.
Yep.
He's played well up front.
Yep.
So Quintilani goes for 1. And we get the second play of the game on a 2nd and 9 from the 20. Here's Morrison's first touch. The speedster to the left. 25 still on his feet, spinning at the 26. Giving a pretty good fight there on a 5-yard tote to set up 3rd and 4.
He's strong as anybody on the field, Nick. This guy's a bull. But I couldn't. Was that 71 that made that tackle, Nick, from behind there? Grabbed him around the shoulder pads.
53. That's okay. James Tulovich.
That was James. Okay. Great tackle. Couple good tackles by James so far this game.
So Mulovich, the 6-foot, 175-pound junior linebacker.
Big play.
3rd down and 2.
Big play.
McDonald's going to go back under center. Quintilani and Morrison behind him. Sends a receiver in motion. Hands to Morrison. He goes right up the middle for a first down and then some. And there's that speed.
No flag.
On full display here in Bedford. It is Matt Morrison for a 74-yard touchdown run. Pinkerton strikes first, 6-0.
When you see the replay on this, folks, the blocking up front from Matt is exactly what Coach O'Reilly and his team wants to do for him. Allow him to get into the secondary and let him do his stuff. That's exactly what they did here. Look on the left side of the line here. You're going to see a terrific block on a linebacker. It's difficult to see the numbers in the glare, so pardon me for that. But I'll tell you, you're going to see a heck of a block after the kick here.
And then it was over. As soon as he hit the second level, you could see the track star speed and as strength. Morrison goes to the house from 74 yards out. That sets up an extra point try for Andrew Perfetto, the left-footed senior. He's going to sneak this one. No, he won't. It's outside the upright. No good. It's wide right.
Seen a lot of that this year.
However, the Astros with a 6-0 lead on the board that has momentarily quieted this home crowd.
Watch the block coming down on the backer right there on 53, and that's all. You get 53 out of there, you're gonna have a hard time bringing him down. The strength on this guy combined with the speed and agility and high IQ makes him, to me, Nick, if not the top, one of the top running backs in the whole state.
He's on the Ukeka Foundation watch list.
Think long and hard. I mean,
player of the year.
You got a couple of running backs that are right there tonight. You're going to see. In Mr. Helton, as well as I call him Mr. Helton because he runs like a mister. Let me tell you, he is something else.
And, of course, there's Bedford junior tailback Brody Helton, who led Division I in rushing a year ago as a sophomore.
Yep.
We're about to see him for the first time, assuming that Bedford can handle here the kick. And we don't see, like we saw last night, a few surprises on special teams.
Very few runners you see like Brody at the sophomore level, and he just keeps upping the game every single year.
Our broadcast last night in the Capitol between Memorial and Concord had several onside kick attempts, including on the first play of the game. I'm going to play this conservative and kick it deep.
Heck of a kick.
It's over Helton's head at the 3-yard line into the end zone. And out of play, it's a touchback. So Bedford will begin at their own 20-yard line. Just a minute and a half gone by. Those just joining us, Pinkerton scoring on their third play from scrimmage. A 74-yard touchdown run from Matt Morris, and the extra point try missed. And it's 6-0 Astros. So Bedford, led by Jack May, the senior, listed at 6'1", 180 pounds. Quarterback in year number 1 as a starter. He's going to spread it out. As Coach Matthews comes with an empty set here, 5 receivers, 3 down linemen for the Astros. Helton now going to rejoin May in the backfield. They hand to the junior on his first carry. He looks for a hole left side, and he leans forward to about the 24-yard line.
25 and 10.
3-yard gain as 2 Astros were there to meet him. Joseph Osanya, the middle linebacker, who is one to watch tonight, the junior. And, of course, Dino Savas, also a kind of a tackling machine.
Oh, he is.
At the disposal of Coach O'Reilly.
Absolutely.
Number 25 in white.
But, it looked like he was met at the line, but yet Brody gets 4 yards. I mean, he's, like Morrison, just so fast, knows how to cut, reads blocks, reads defenders, their angle of attack, and knows how to slip sideways and then cut upfield with a plan.
And he's got grown man size as well. 6 feet, 220 pounds.
Yep.
That's what you look for in the NFL.
Boy, that's for sure.
2nd down and 6. Hand off to Bennett Matthews, trying to bounce it to the sideline, wrapped up and stopped after just a 2-yard gain.
Yeah, if you're a Pinkerton defensive coordinator, that's one of the things you want to see, Nick, is that once the initial contact is made, that you've got supporting actors coming in quickly. Looks to me like they're pretty motivated to play defensively tonight after last week, and that's very important, to get yourself back on track early.
Saw Cam Dillon hold down the edge. He's one of their most talked about defensive backs. He's going to play some press coverage here at the bottom of the screen. 3rd down and 5. Nearly 3 minutes gone by. Opening drive for Bedford. May hoping to extend the drive for Bedford, but he's going to overthrow his target here. A deep shot, incomplete. Trying to find Landon Elsmore. The junior was the target.
Yeah.
So the Pinkerton defense going to force what looks like a 3-and-out here.
I believe that was number 24, Nick, on coverage, if I'm not mistaken, cornerback Brady Spellman.
Yep.
And looked to me, Nick, like he did a great job getting in his lane. He was out back of him and slowed him down, which why he couldn't catch the ball. But nothing. Looking back, you're always going to get the benefit of the no call on that. That's just terrific. Corner coming back to one of the keys of the games. How will they defend the Bedford pass?
Helton also is the Bulldog punter. Takes a high snap at his own 15, gets off a wobbly kick down the middle. Morrison bobbles the football, but dives right on it at the 43-yard line.
It looks like the last second, Nick, he took his eye off it, was looking downfield or which lane. I think you're going to see here, if we get a good shot of it, you're going to see him take his eye off. He kind of looks, which lane am I going to go, and then just comes out of his hands. Very fortunate, if you're Pinkerton, that with his athleticism, he was able to get the ball back. So real good field position.
And poise as well.
Poise, unbelievable.
In the heat of a mistake, too.
Yep. Stayed calm.
Cover up quickly. Pinkerton, Steve, just 3 plays to put up 6 points on their opening drive, the 74-yarder. We have not seen McDonald go to the air just yet.
Place is jammed.
Yes, you're right. There is a large crowd that continues.
And they're still pouring in.
To grow. Folks are lined up along the street. Meanwhile, the game's first time out is going to be used here by Coach O'Reilly as Pinkerton is going to talk it over. Our broadcast tonight is brought to you by Beals Insurance, locations in both Bedford and Londonderry. Whether you need home, auto, or business insurance, Beals Insurance gets you the price and quality coverage that's right for you. Visit BealsInsurance.com. Also by MG Sports Fundraising. That's fundraising made easy. MG Sports Fundraising is the official fundraising partner of Friday Night Lights New Hampshire. Visit mgsportsfundraising.com.
Wow. That's interesting to see.
Well, we'll get to that in just a sec, Steve.
Yeah.
Also, tonight we're brought to you by the New Hampshire Tomahawks, showcase and development for college lacrosse. Visit nhtomahawks.com and also girls.nhtomahawks.com. And finally by Colonial Printing. Family owned and operated for 50 years. Start your next project today at colonialprintingnh.com. Meanwhile, a development here as Pinkerton's Matt Morrison, who scored a moment ago on that electric 74-yard touchdown run, has now been taken off the field and is apparently having his left hand looked at. So a left hand / wrist injury potentially here for one of the state's most electric players. And we'll continue to keep an eye on that as the medical staff attends to the senior. Meanwhile, it's Quintilani, the fullback, going to roll his way across midfield to the Bulldog 49 on a gain of 8 there to start the drive.
Yeah, it looks like that that left pinky, Nick, was kind of possibly the
culprit with Morrison.
The culprit at the moment. It looks like he's getting, serviced by one of the best doctors around. So,
second down and 2.
Hopefully he's okay.
Pinkerton hoping to move the football without their star. Isaac, remember, is also out tonight. Quintilani finds a hole left side. And he's down to the 40, going to rumble for another Pinkerton first down.
They are getting up front blocking, Nick. You're going to see it here on this play. They're firing out low. They're getting into the belly of the Bedford defenders, and they are moving. They want a hole that comes Quintilani here. Look at the watch down kick out by number 7, Caruso. Nice blocking up front for the Pinkerton Astros, Nick.
Yeah, they got John Hanlon, one of the captains down there, kind of anchoring that unit. Here's Spellman, the sophomore. Big hole this time on 1st and 10. Stumbles near the midfield marker. Brought down by Bedford's Dean Poltronieri, excuse me.
You know, Bob Kraft, if you're listening, this just shows when one of your best skilled players go down and you've still got offensive linemen that can block. Let me tell you, they're worth the money. May want to bring a few in. Take a look at some of these guys from the Pinkerton Astros. They probably do pretty well. And Bedford Bulldogs. These offensive lines of both these teams are outstanding.
Yeah, two of the premier units. Quinzalani, another quick hitter on 2nd and 1. Breaks a tackle at the 15. Going to lean down to the 14-yard line.
Yeah, looks like number 1 was able to just get in there.
It's Poltronieri.
Yeah, Poltronieri, great job. Just able to trip him up. But if he didn't, the ball protection by Quinzalani in that run is very impressive, Nick. He runs like a fullback.
That's the longest play from scrimmage on this drive. A 17-yard gallop there for the fullback. Pinkerton steamrolling into the red zone here. 1st and 10 at the 14. Quinzalani bounces left side, squeezes another yard or two out of that run down to the 10-yard line.
Nice cut up for you. You love to see guys, get behind their blockers, Nick, and get that glance step, plant the foot, and move upfield. I talk about it all the time, but that's why it's 2nd and 6 rather than 2nd and 8, and that just makes a huge difference. Right now they're winning the line of scrimmage for sure.
Bedford's Javon Georges, one of the senior linebackers, credited with the tackle there. He's been making plays already tonight. Bulldogs hoping to stiffen up here with the ball at the 10-yard line. Pinkerton smelling a second score as we approach the midway point. First quarter, it's Spellman.
That's
make his way inside the 5. Wiped out at the 4-yard line. Brody Helton there as the last line of defense for Bedford. Another first down for Pinkerton that sets up 1st and goal from the 4-yard line. We welcome those of you joining us across the state,
a lot of them,
across the country, across the world. Nick and Asta Steve Beals with you here.
You really think we're international, Nick?
I hope so.
Well, there is a Friday Night Lights everywhere, so.
We're glad you could join us for our game of the week here, week number 6, a big game in Division I. Pinkerton goes back to Spellman on a stretch play, and he finds the end zone. Wow. It's a touchdown. A 4-yard touchdown run for the sophomore Brady Spellman. You're right, untouched.
Yeah.
As Bedford now in the hole, 12-0.
Watch the edge here, at the left edge here, Nick. You're going to see a wall of blocking. We're getting a good shot of it. Look at 71's down. Everybody's blocked off, and great job by Caruso. Just didn't want to clip him, but just got in the way, kind of pushed him a little bit from the side, frontal side, and that's just terrific blocking up front right there.
Extra point try from Perfetto, the senior.
Surprised they didn't go for 2 here.
He missed his first attempt. This one is right down the middle. 13-0 Astros. Pinkerton flexing their muscles early. Still plenty of time to go.
You think they had a pretty good week of practice,
minutes,
Nick,
but
or what?
I would say.
At least so far, anyway.
I'm sure the longtime head coach, Brian O'Reilly, challenged this group after that 27-13 defeat last week against Salem. But
when
he certainly, seemingly, has gotten their attention here. It's 13-0.
Well, what's got my attention is one of the, if not, I think we got probably the 2 best running backs in the state. But I got to tell you, there's 3 or 4 more, Nick, that I got to put in the mix as well. They've got some terrific runners in the league this year. But these guys are certainly, anyone could argue that they're deserving of it. Yeah, absolutely. And when you've got your guy on the sidelines and getting his finger repaired, and you're able to go down and score, Coach O'Reilly's really got to love that. And that's what a good offensive line that's well-trained will do.
Yeah, you alluded to it. Matt Morrison, Pinkerton standout senior, continuing to be looked at on the sideline. He's actually behind the Bedford bench.
Yeah. Very important here that Pinkerton doesn't take anything for granted. This is a great Bedford Bulldog team. They've got to continue to bear down, and because Bedford can pull out of a deficit any time. They've got all the goods to do it.
It's also, Steve, the first time they have trailed this season.
Yeah, well,
So unfamiliar territory for this group.
Yeah, but this is who they've faced so far. All worthy football teams, but not to the level that Pinkerton is playing right now.
Helton going to field the kickoff on the run. He's across the 20, up the middle to the 30.
Nice fill.
Before he's chopped down at about the 33, maybe the 34-yard line.
Body's flying, Nick.
They credit Spellman with the stop for Pinkerton.
Yeah.
So Bedford's first possession ended with a 3-and-out.
Yep.
2 runs and an incomplete pass.
I see some tape on the left, on the small, little, and ring finger, Nick. Looks like to me like they're going to – he may be coming back if they've got it taped up, or they may be just – we'll see.
Morrison is still walking with the Pinkerton trainer now.
Yep.
And presumably heading back towards the home sideline.
Yep.
Sorry, the visitor sideline. Here's Helton on 1st and 10. A swim move. He's got the first down and then some as he seeks the sideline.
Flag down.
There is a penalty marker at the 46-yard line.
I think they're going to get 57 for a hold, Nick. I could have the number wrong. We'll see it here. It looks like number 55 has grabbed the shirt with both hands as he's trying to come through, and that's when the flag popped out. So pretty sure it's going to be holding, and it is.
It's the sophomore Braden Calkins.
That's a tough one.
First penalty either way.
You're right. That's the first penalty. Well, we went 7 minutes anyway. Or 6:45. 6:25.
Just past the midway point. Pinkerton 2 touchdowns on their first 2 possessions tonight. Bedford set to resume their second drive. The penalty, of course, happened downfield. The hold occurred at the 46 or so they got the ball at the 36-yard line here with a 1st and 8 on the way.
Nice run by Brody. Nevertheless, though, not sure if that hold would have even made any difference, Nick, because he was just about 3 or 4 yards away from the play. But so Brody went through the hole really well. They're doing a lot of this with their shifting Helton all over the place.
Yep. Going to hand to him here. The junior avoids the initial onslaught and is lucky to get back to the line of scrimmage. Going to lean forward to about the 39.
Not only is he rugged, Nick, to your point, 6-foot frame. What was the weight again? 6
feet 220.
220.
Meanwhile, there's an Astro player down again.
Yeah. Gee. Well, the hitting is fierce out there right now, Nick. He's going to be okay. I think he just got a little bit of wind knocked out of him. He's back up. Who is that, 90? Is it 99?
It's James Caruso.
Yeah, James Caruso, who's a very valuable player for this football team.
Yeah, he's the junior.
Yes.
Anthony Caruso is the senior.
Yeah.
Both expected to factor in tonight.
Yeah, pretty much factor in with any team anywhere at the high school level for sure.
All right, so Caruso off the field, walks off under his own power. Still on the sideline, but now amongst his teammates on the visitor sideline. Meanwhile, Bedford, they're going to bring Helton and Matthews into the backfield here with May for a 2nd down and 4 snap. They hand to Matthews. It's his second carry. He's around the corner. He's got the 1st down, and he slices up to 48, maybe 49. A good carry there, 9 for Matthews.
Very good carry. What he did there, Nick, was he knew he had to let those block. There's 2 ways of looking at it. Blast through the hole or allow your blocks to develop first. He was smart in kind of holding back there, and then when he made the decision, turned up the field.
Your linebacker, Osanya, who made the tackle, and he's limping a little bit in the middle of that Pinkerton defense here, reeling from that hit on the sideline.
Yep.
1st and 10, Bedford. Bulldogs looking for points here late in the quarter. Pitch to Helton. He goes upfield. He's across midfield.
Got at least, I think he got 6 yards on that.
They'll mark him down at the 46. Quintilani in on the stop, and you're right, that's a 6-yard gain.
Yep.
Well, Helton last year, he was the rushing champion in Division I as a sophomore. And that's despite the fact that Bedford sat their starters in a lot of those wins last year.
Yep.
Sometimes calling it a night at halftime.
Yep.
This year, business as usual for this offense, although perhaps a little more balanced. They come into tonight averaging just under 37 a game.
Yeah, that's good movement there.
Not going to get it going here on 2nd down. Matthews slips at the line of scrimmage.
Porter.
No gain.
53 comes in, finishes it. He slipped, too. There was just nowhere to go. I think he was trying to cut, and his legs went out from under him. So this, needless to say, is a big third down. If they don't get this, Nick, or they, they're more than two, I'm really, kind of curious to see what Coach Matthews will do at this point in the game.
Officially a 3rd down and 4.
But, of course, they want the first down right now.
Going to keep Matthews and Helton again in the backfield with May. 3 receivers, 2 right side. 3 hands on the turf for Pinkerton up front. Play action pass. May over the middle. Catch made. And that's a first down for Bedford.
Nice
That's
pass.
Landon Elsmore. A good 2-hand grab in traffic. He was brought down by Spellman at about the 33-yard line.
Yeah, he didn't see Bennett Matthews out there in the flats, Nick. He was wide open with nobody there. That was a very, very well-designed play. If you want to have a tough defense, have a play that's tough to defend, run that one.
First completion tonight for Jack May.
Well-designed play.
Goes for 9 through the air. Shotgun snap, back to the ground. Helton on a straight-up dive.
Yeah, Bedford
ends up inside the 30 at the 27.
Bedford offensive line, Nick, starting to get some push, getting a little bit lower, and a little bit of change of strategy there. They're firing off the line very, very well. So
force those safeties to come up and make the stop. That's what we saw
absolutely.
there. A.J. Scholes, we called his name
a
lot 2 weeks back in the win over Londonderry.
Yep.
He's actually on the sideline here to get a breather. It's 2nd down and 5. Helton again is the tailback in the pistol. That's Matthews in motion. May takes the snap. In trouble early. Flushed out to the left. There's a flag on the play.
Yep.
May loses a piece of equipment. Ends up inside the 29-yard line, but again, there's a flag back.
This is a big play. I'm not sure that it's offensive, but I believe it is, but I'm not sure. Yeah, holding. Yeah. Yeah, some of this is coming from the Astros, Nick. Very, very physical out there defensively, looking to break away from those offensive blockers, Nick, and they're doing a great job drawing holds here. The official's right on it. But, boy, that's a big one.
That erases what would have been a 5-yard carry.
Yeah. Well, they're starting to move the ball downfield pretty effectively. Offensive line's doing a good job for Bedford now. Offensive line for Pinkerton is doing a great job the whole game. But they've kind of turned the corner a little bit. Last thing you want is a penalty to pull you back 10 yards.
Right.
I don't know what the holdup is here, but
officials trying to figure out a way to mark it off.
Where it starts?
Where exactly the hold took place. Again, Kevin Bolduc tonight leading a 5-man group. A lot of experience up and down the card.
Yeah, doing a good job tonight.
Ernie Remrig, Kyle Schofield, Richard Tracy, and Rick Wilhelmy.
Mm-hmm.
The crew along with Kevin Bolduc tonight.
So we'll see if they stick with a running game here, Nick, with 2nd and 15. Do they go to the air?
Inside of 2 minutes remaining, first quarter. Pinkerton showing blitz. Only going to rush 4. They do send a man off the corner, and he's in
play
for the sack. Gorgeous nickel blitz there. It's Dino Savas.
Yeah.
Able to get May around the waist, hang on for dear life. It's a sack, and it brings up a 3rd down and 18.
Well, they hid that well. That was all about getting to the quarterback, Nick, and never giving him any time. I'm not sure if that was designed as a fake, a handoff, or a play action. I'm not sure. We'll be able to see it here. But very fortunate there. They didn't lose control of the football because that ball was, here we go right here. That ball was in a, now let's see what they, that was a fake. Then all of a sudden, Brody Helton turns around like he was going to get it, like, tossed to him or something.
Final minute, first quarter, 3rd down and 18.
That needs to go back to the factory.
Bedford going to empty it out here. Pinkerton come with the blitz. It's picked up. May has time. He's got Helton.
Wow.
The catch is made inside the 20. Out of bounds at the 15-yard line.
What a great pass by May, but even a better catch by Brody Helton, Nick. That was he had to leap for that one. It was kind of a kind of an odd twist that he had to make to pull that in. Now watch this. That's just good stuff right there. Keeps his feet, both feet in bounds. That is a big play.
27 yards, longest play from scrimmage for Bedford in this first quarter.
Yep.
It comes on a 3rd and 18. It sets up now a 1st and 10 at the Astro 15-yard line. First trip into the red zone tonight for the defending champs. May going to take a look at the defense. He's got Helton right behind him. Hands to the junior. Little room up front. Goes airborne.
Yeah.
As he enters the hole and lands somewhere around the 13-yard line. A gain there of only 2.
That's the second time he's done that in the game, Nick. There was somebody that did it on a kickoff. That might have been Brody as well. So first time he did it, he literally somersaulted right over. That time he was able to kind of come down somewhat on his feet. But never in love with great running backs leaving their feet, leaving the feet from the ground. That's a dangerous thing.
2nd down and 8.
We want you in the game.
Matthews in motion. They hand to him. Looks to get around the corner at the 10-yard line. Finds the 5 and is knocked out of bounds by Dillon at about the 4-yard line.
Nice run.
And that is enough for a Bedford first down. It's going to set up a 1st and goal.
It's enough for another Bulldog first down.
Well, Dillon out of the secondary made what could have been a touchdown-saving tackle there.
Yes. Had him a little further back, but still had positive yardage, even at the first defender at the point of attack, Nick. So
a 9-yard gain. Bedford looking to answer the bell here. There's still 2 seconds, 1.7 to be exact, remaining in this opening quarter, so likely the final play of the frame. Matthews again in motion. This time it's Helton left side, and he finds the end zone for a Bedford touchdown.
What a nice run.
A 4-yard touchdown run for Brody Helton. And Bedford, they get the answering score they were hoping for. They're on the board. It's now 13-6.
But, Nick, the big play there was that pass to Brody Helton earlier. Your second, I believe it was, 16 or 3rd and 16?
3rd and 18.
3rd and 18, excuse me. That's right. That was a sack there earlier on a broken play. And they're able to get a 20-yard first down to Brody in the air, and that's what changed this drive, kept it alive, and Bedford right back in it here.
13-6, extra point try coming. Matthews the kicker, May will be the holder. First time tonight we've seen a kick down at this end. There's no real wind.
No.
It's a good snap, a good hold, and the kick is high and deep enough and right down the middle. It's good. 13-7 as Bedford brings us to the end of the first quarter. It's still Pinkerton's game at 13-7, but Bedford obviously ready to fight. Second quarter on the other side. You are watching our Friday Night Lights New Hampshire Game of the Week, presented by Beals Insurance.
Our broadcast today, as it always is brought to you by Beals Insurance Agency, with locations now in both Bedford and Londonderry. Whether you need home, auto, or business insurance, Beals Insurance will get you both the price and quality coverage that's right for you. Just call 603-471-9999 or visit BealsInsurance.com to request a free quote and start saving money today. Again, that's BealsInsurance.com.
Well, the first play of the second quarter is a kickoff, a squib kick, which is fielded by one of the Pinkerton upmen. That's Colin Gearing, the junior. It's also one of the running backs. And a pretty good return to the 36-yard line. Nick Anastas, Steve Beals with you here in Bedford. It's our Friday Night Lights New Hampshire Game of the Week, presented by Beals Insurance. Several thousand in attendance here at Bulldog Stadium. You and I, Steve, just a moment ago off air, trying to estimate the size of the crowd.
It's got to be 27 to 3,000, somewhere in that range. I mean, the stands hold a solid 1,500. They are jammed solid with no room. And arguably they might have been even tighter than full capacity. So
1st and 10. Roll out McDonald. Short pass complete. It's Spellman. First down and a little more across midfield.
Good looking runner. Nice
He's
pass
out of bounds
there.
at the Bedford 49-yard line.
Nice pass.
Gain of 15 through the air there for Pinkerton.
Looks like
Forced down by number 19.
That's the first completion for Aiden McDonald. Pinkerton, they didn't need to throw. Their first 2 drives almost exclusively on the ground. Matt Morrison, a 74-yarder, just the 3rd play from scrimmage, gave Pinkerton the early 6-0 edge.
not on the game,
drive
though.
number 2, they found pay dirt again with a Brady Spellman 3-yard touchdown run. Bedford a moment ago strung together a multi-play drive that ended with a 4-yard touchdown run.
All 3
for Brady Helton.
All 3 drives were offensive line control, Nick, without a doubt. Bedford still had a couple messy plays, but they got it done when they needed to and put together a drive.
2nd and 5. It's A.J. Scholes. He's wrestled down. Well, they're not going to blow the whistle until now. But they're going to mark him somewhere in the area of the line of scrimmage there. Maybe a loss of 1. That was Helton who shot into the backfield out of the secondary in a hurry there.
Yeah, he can do it both ways, Nick, without any doubt. He's a football player. Special teams, all 3 phases. He's a very valuable player. And like you say, Nick, with that frame that he has now at 6 foot 220 and just matured into a solid athlete. Morrison's done the same in the offseason. Obviously, both these guys put a tremendous amount of work in strength and conditioning, and it just shows on the field.
Well, you mentioned Morrison. We still not have seen the senior since he exited late in the first quarter with an apparent hand injury. So the Pinkerton Stars still sidelined. McDonald going to air it out. He's got a clean pocket, and he's got an open receiver. That's Caruso. Down the sideline and into the end zone.
What a pass.
For a touchdown. It's McDonald to Caruso from 51 yards out, and Pinkerton has scored 3 touchdowns here in this first half.
Well, Astro Nation, everybody was saying we have a quarterback, and boy, what a demonstration of just that there. That ball was a bullet. Great target, kind of a Moss-style target with that height and that large radius to catch the ball, and no need to even use it because he threw a perfect pass.
51-yard touchdown strike. McDonald to
back
Caruso.
And forth. This is just back and forth, Nick.
19-7 Pinkerton, less than 2 minutes in here, second quarter.
Yeah.
Perfetto, the lefty kicker, who is 1 for 2 on the extra point tries tonight, swings the leg a 3rd time.
No good.
And this one drifts to the left.
These can start adding up, Nick, when you can't convert these kicks.
So it stays 19-7, but the big play has found its way here twice tonight for Pinkerton. A 74-yard touchdown run from Matt Morrison in the first quarter, and a moment ago, 51 yards through the air. McDonald
here you're going
to
see it. Well, great vision that that offensive line gave him. And, I mean, that right there, you can't throw a football better than that. And just great pass routes by Caruso, Nick. He and his brother continue to impress me as a brother tandem for the Astros, Nick. But as I was saying earlier, Astros Nation's been, you don't know how good is McDonald going to be, but he just continues to me, Nick. He gets better and more comfortable in the pocket. Played a solid game against Londonderry, and played a very disciplined game in a tight game with Wyndham. He's just really impressed me so far this year. Didn't get a chance to see him last week.
Coach O'Reilly, when we spoke with him a few weeks back, told us that he was in the mix perhaps to start last year.
Yeah, you can see why.
As a sophomore, he had to battle incumbent, then senior quarterback Tim Hersom.
Yep.
And eventually the job landed with Hersom, but to show you how good McDonald was,
you can see why.
Even a year ago. All right, this one is a liner down the middle, handled on the move below the knee by Helton. After the first bounce, he's to the right side.
Well
eventually
defended.
Across the 25 to the 26-yard line. Sandwiched there by a couple of Pinkerton special teamers, including Landon McKiernan, the senior linebacker.
I saw on, I think it was ETV, Nashua TV, a game. I don't remember if it was South BG or North, where Helton got injured in that game, and he was out kind of like on a limping on the sidelines. But obviously he's back, and he's looking solid. Came right back the next week, I believe. So fortunately for these guys there.
Helton going to run on first and 10.
Nice run.
Lateral move to the left there. Gets him across the 30 to the 34.
Not a fun guy to tackle.
No.
Not a fun guy to tackle at all. He lowers his shoulder. He just knows how to use the weight and strength of his body extremely well. Protect himself with that forward lean. Now watch the forward lean as he sees contact. See that forward lean? Head up, shoulders down. Best way to teach it. He does it well.
7 carries, 44 yards on the ground tonight for Helton. He's got that 27-yard catch to his credit as well. 2nd down and 3. It's back to Helton. Straight ahead this time. Not as easy. Trying to grind out a yard or two there. Quintilani met him in the hole. And you're right. They're going to have to.
It's all on the spot, Nick.
They may have to measure this here. Nope, now they do say first down.
Yeah.
So they needed 3 there. They give him just 3.
Well, both sidelines, they had different spots, but I think he was looking at the one on the far end closest to the ball. And if you're going to give way, that's where you would do it. So good officiating there, and Bedford able to get the first down.
3 minutes in, second quarter. Bedford trying to swim through uncharted territory. They trail by 2 scores. Outside run. It's Matthews, the junior, going to dance up to the 45 before he's escorted out of bounds there by Pinkerton's
good game,
David Souther.
Good game.
The senior linebacker.
Yeah, they're starting to block the edge better as well. You can clearly see good job by Helton cleaning that guy inside, and Bennett took a pretty good hit from 2 defenders there. But
Jimmy Knudsen, you see, got low there and wrapped him up.
Yeah, he can take it, though.
There's both Knudsen and Southard collided with the Bedford runner there. It's a gain of 7.
It's a lot of fun, Nick, seeing some of the top athletes in the state square off.
And that includes Bennett Matthews, who's one of the state's best lacrosse players as well. He's been active already, 5 carries, 27 yards.
Oh, that's great.
This one is cut down in the backfield. Helton going to lose a yard. Caruso was there on the edge.
24 came in from the other side.
And that allowed Brady Spellman, a sophomore who's played well on both sides of the ball in this first half.
Has he ever?
He makes the tackle there.
You got Matt Morrison out of the game, Nick, at least for right now. And that young man has come in and done damage on the offensive side of the ball. What a valuable player.
He scored Pinkerton's 2nd touchdown tonight. He's making a name for himself in real time. Meanwhile, a 3rd down and 4. Nearly 4 minutes now into this.
He's a sophomore.
The second quarter.
He's a sophomore.
Yeah, Spellman just a sophomore.
What a player.
All right, Bedford, they need to find the first down marker, which is somewhere between the 47 and 48. May out of the gun. He's got time. He's going to lob this to Matthews. Makes the catch on the run. First down and then some. Down the sideline. Twisting and turning his way to the 33-yard line.
The key there was Bennett was able to get his route fully run and matured because that offensive line gave him a great passing lane for May to throw it to him. He could just sit there comfortably with nobody near him, and that's, boy, if they can keep doing that for May, he's got the receivers to get it done as well. So.
2 completions for May, 50 yards, including that one there of 23 to Bennett Matthews. 1st and 10 from the Astro 33. Stretch play. Run near side. This is Casamassino looking for a corner. And he's inside the 30 in the end, down to about the 28. Wrapped up by Quintilani, who's starting to pile up some tackles for Pinkerton.
Yeah, Bedford getting great edge blocking right now. The pulling guards and anybody pulling to that side, they've got the motor running, Nick. They're really executing well. They're getting out ahead, able to get that turn-in block, which controls and opens up a wide swath, pretty much narrows it down to the play side safety in the corner, Nick. That's all that's going to catch him, and that bodes well for Bedford.
Stretch play.
Same thing.
Helton to the 20. Had his legs cut off by Pinkerton's Jimmy Knudsen.
Bedford doing a great job here. Pinning the linebacker core inside, giving them no opportunity to get in there first. Doing a great job.
6-yard gain.
This is how you block, folks.
And the second trip inside the red zone tonight for the Bulldog offense.
Yeah, I'm very impressed with both these offensive lines, Nick. These guys, they block like a contender for sure.
It's been a relatively penalty-free first half, just 2 total. Both came against Bedford. Right side run, Helton going to bounce it to the other side.
Oh, what a tackle.
That's Spellman.
Oh.
Cuts him down below the knee at the 20-yard line.
I thought he was gone, Nick.
He was the last man there for Pinkerton. The sophomore continues to make impactful plays.
Yep.
As we see it right there.
Yeah, you've heard speed kills. Well, there you see it right there. Look at the backside. Oh, that's great camera work there, John. Terrific work getting back on that play.
Loss of 1 for Helton.
Yeah, now from the backside. Good job, Matt. Wow, guys, great job. Yeah, really help us upstairs to really see what's going on the inside, Nick, of those blocking plays. And nowhere for Brody to go there. And Spellman doesn't make that tackle. He's gone in the corner of the end zone.
2nd down and 11. Just past the midway point, second quarter. Bedford hoping to make this a 1-score game again. They're going to put their star running back in motion, and this one is going to be flagged.
Yeah, that's not what you want when it's 2nd and 11, Nick. If in fact it's a false start, it certainly sounds like it. Yep.
Third penalty this first half against Bedford.
But that passing game, 2 different times, Nick, they were able to get first downs in these tough yardage down and distance situations. So if they keep getting that and keep the drives alive, you kind of look back later and say, well, we can get a first down pretty much from anywhere. Pinkerton here clearly wants to make a stop.
2nd and 16. Well, Bedford, they did convert a 3rd and 18.
Yep. Yes, they did.
On their way to their lone touchdown late in that first quarter. But they don't want to have to do it again. 2nd and 16, and look out.
What was
the
that?
Center goes back on his back. And 2 flags fly at the same time along the line of scrimmage. That was Bedford center Jake Sheff who did a body flop there.
Yep. Offside, so they're going to get the 5 back.
Yeah, he got popped by one of the DTs, I think.
Yeah, and when you get down into the red zone, Nick, that's a big thing to get that 5 yards back if you're Bedford. Kind of changes the playbook just a little bit. You got, essentially 3 plays now to get a first down 11 instead of 16. We'll see how that offensive line, if they continue doing the work they've been doing.
I think that was James Caruso, the nose, who may have lost his balance and went into Sheff. 2nd and 11. Helton, right side, there's a hole, and he's wrapped up inside the 15 at about the 13. Osanya stopped him. Give it credit for 6 there, and now a 3rd down and 5 on the way as we head towards the 4-minute mark.
Yep.
Fast-moving first half here. Pinkerton built up an early 13-0 lead. 2 scores on their first 2 possessions. Bedford on the final play of the first quarter got on the board with a Brody Helton 4-yard score.
I keep thinking they're going to play action pass into the corner of the end zone, preferably the right-hand side, Nick, unless they want to play him on the weak side. But I just got a feeling this could be a time for a play action pass because they know Pinkerton's coming. Yeah,
May
just what I
rolls
thought.
Right, short pass, Casamasino toward the end zone, in the end zone in the end.
There it is.
For another Bedford touchdown. It comes from 11 yards out. It's May to Casamasino. A good run after the catch there by the senior.
Yep.
And it's now a 19-13 Pinkerton lead.
Yeah, you could see it coming. Everything was really designed to roll him out, get him some space. Instead of going to the end, they didn't even have to go to the end zone, Nick. They were able to just kind of push it towards the corner, but he was open so quickly, he just fired it off. So, just felt like a pass.
So Noah Casamasino.
Nice drive here.
Is the man to escort the ball over the plane, and then Matthews adds the extra point. So 19-14.
Yeah,
we knew this was potentially.
Kicking game could come in here.
Potentially this was going to be a shootout here with both offenses averaging in the 30s coming into tonight. We mentioned that Bedford number of nearly 37 a game. Pinkerton right behind them at over 32 a night. And so far, just one quote-unquote stop so far in this first half. That was when Pinkerton held Bedford to a 3-and-out on the Bulldogs' opening possession. Since then, nothing but scores here as we jack up the over-under total in this first half.
Absolutely.
19-14 in the shootout here.
Yeah, I mean, it's offensive line control, Nick, pretty much across the board. And, I was just saying earlier that you got 14-19 instead of 14-21. Those sort of things can come into play. The kicking game for Bedford crisp tonight. And the Astros missing 2 out of 3. So we'll see where that winds up as this back-and-forth battle goes on.
Squib kick. Handled on the bounce by Pinkerton's Knudsen, who's still alive at the 30-yard line, going to scrum his way up to the 32.
Yep.
It's the same spot Pinkerton began their last drive, I believe.
Well, as soon as you get within one score, Nick, you got to, right now Pinkerton's had control of the game, at least on the scoreboard, Nick, with kind of a two-score lead. Now it's down within one. Now, there's a little pressure here on the Pinkerton offense. They need to respond as well. Who's going to blink is really where this game is kind of headed right now as we go 3:27 into the half. They have the time, 3:27 with 2 timeouts apparently left, if those are accurate. But they want to eat this clock for sure.
They've played most of this first half without arguably their best player, Matt Morrison, who was taken out in the first quarter with what looked like a hand injury, has not returned. On first down, nowhere to go for Spellman as he spun around.
Referee took a wicked hit.
Down at the 36-yard line, and you're right, downfield. It may have been the back judge, Rick Wilhelmi, who got knocked off his feet.
Yeah.
And is still down on his knees at the 43.
Yeah, he took a hit. He's smiling, though.
Well, sometimes we forget how precarious of a position these officials can be in.
You said it.
22 players at full speed whirling around. It's
absolutely.
Sometimes I wonder that we don't see this more often, frankly.
I couldn't agree. They're just very, very skilled at what they do. We always talk about it. I think he's going to take he's either going to go back to his position or he's going to come off. They had 5, so they can do it with 4. Looks to me like he's just going to come off and take a... Yeah, did we get it? I don't think we got it.
So 3:19 to go. 4-yard gain for Spellman is going to set up a 2nd and 6 coming up here.
This may do it right here. We're going to probably see it from here. So he's getting blocked in. He's got his back turned. Yeah, and he slammed his back of his head. You could see right there. That's what it was all about there. So hopefully he's okay.
He's on the sideline.
He's being checked out.
It's been an injury-filled first half.
Yeah.
2nd and 6. And this one is stuffed. Quintilani, no room up the middle.
Yep.
Bedford surge is led there by James Tumulovic, who was checked in here in this first half a couple of times for the Bulldogs.
I'm actually surprised that Bedford hasn't called a timeout, Nick. They're not just missing their best player, offensive player for sure on the field. They're also missing Isaac as well. So their whole running tandem right now is out. Fortunately, Spellman and Quintilani have been doing a good job, but eventually you're going to want those guys in the game because both those players play both sides of the ball. So you're losing a lot of depth here.
Bedford hoping for their first stop tonight. Going to crowd the line of scrimmage here on 3rd and 6. It's Scholes on a counter run. Does squeeze through the hole, but he's nowhere near the first down stick. They mark him down at the 38, a good 3 yards shy. So 4th down and 3. Coach O'Reilly's got one eye on the clock. It's ticking down towards 2 minutes. He's going to have a quick word with his junior quarterback, Aiden McDonald, along the sideline. And let's see what the old ball coach has in mind here.
Yeah. The fact that he's talking to him is, it's either one of two things, Nick. He may be just trying to see if he can pull Bedford off sides. That could be some of it, trying to get a play in there. But my guess is that's what it is. You're up 19-14.
Meanwhile, the play clock continuing to run down.
Yes.
Astros finally break the huddle. Let's see what happens.
This may be just to draw them off sides or an attempt to. We'll see.
4-down lineman for Bedford. Scholes is in motion. Hard count. Nobody in the neutral zone. And now McDonald looks at the sideline, and there's the timeout.
Yep.
So Coach O'Reilly going to spend his first here with $1:24 to go. His team facing a 4th down and 3 from their own 38-yard line. Coming up at halftime, a look back at this first half. Stats, highlights, analysis, full recap. And a busy Friday night statewide as well. Week number 6 will have an out-of-town scoreboard to get to. Plus on-field live entertainment from the Bedford High Marching Band. They are assembling right now on the far side of the field. So a lot to get to coming up at halftime. Nick Anastas, Steve Beals with you. Reminder, we're in action tomorrow on the west side as Manchester West plays host to Pelham.
Your alma mater.
In a D2 showdown. Pelham, of course, they bring the 4th longest active win streak in the country to the table at 46 in a row. West hoping to end that streak tomorrow in Manchester. We will be there ahead of that 2 o'clock kick.
How do you remain unbiased there, Nick, with your alma mater playing in a program that's moving in the right direction?
You have to be professional.
I understand.
So, I think the decision has been made. He's going to send, Coach O'Reilly will send the punt unit onto the field. Schultz has got his heels at the 25-yard line. Looking to take the snap here.
I think you're going to see a punt out beyond the hash line, if I had to guess.
Matthews is the return man. He's going to watch this take a bounce inside the 30 and stay away from it. The roll goes down inside the 20, and it's going to be stopped at the 15.
It's a heck of a special teams play right there, Nick.
They also take 14 seconds off the clock.
Yeah, but most importantly, they pinned him way down. I thought they were going to go do that corner. Don't allow any run back, and he hit a beauty.
So, Coach Matthews' squad, they've got the football. They've trailed this entire first half.
It says they have 3 timeouts. Got all of them. So, be very interesting what Coach Matthews does here. I don't think they have all of them. I thought they had 2 left.
That's what I thought as well.
I thought they took a TO as well.
But I tend to trust the scoreboard here in Bedford.
Yeah, I'm sure. That's our good friend Kenny Grassett down there doing the scoreboard. So, Kenny, we're not going to second question you. 5
receivers.
Good guy.
Empty set here. Helton in motion. May takes the first down snap. Quick release, tipped and incomplete.
That could have been dangerous, Nick, there, if somebody was around that football.
Just a 3-man rush.
Yeah.
I think it was Caruso who got a piece.
Yeah, he's something else.
We get another look there. It was actually Aaron Parker.
Was it?
Junior got his left hand on it.
Okay.
So 2nd down and 10 here with minute 7 to go.
I wish that burger smell would go someplace else.
I enjoy it.
You enjoy it? Yeah, you got more willpower than I do.
I enjoy it. Yeah, you can smell it here. It
smells awful good.
It's been an active scene here in and around Bulldog Stadium.
Yep, been busy over there.
Includes the concessions off to our right. 2nd down and 10. Again, they're going to put Helton on the run. May's going to air it out, looking towards the sideline. Matthews, an over-the-shoulder grab is made at the 35-yard line.
Woo, what a play.
That is unbelievable. Pulls it in over the shoulder on the run.
Watch it here.
To pick up 15.
Look, aerial pass right over the top. That's basically outstretch. Got that 1 foot in. That's all you need. And he did it. I like 1 foot in, Nick, to be honest with you. You know, there's a lot of things we can do for offense and we've done for quarterback, and I think sometimes it's getting out of control. Too much easy peasy on the quarterback, but that's a way you could help the offense as well.
That's a great catch.
That's a great catch. Right over the top. The coordination.
A gain of 20.
And skill that takes.
Inside of a minute now. 1st and 10. May again with a good pocket. And a roll outside. Highs downfield. Fires a strike on the move to Matthews again.
Yeah, good utilization of the clock right there.
That's a 9-yard gain. But hang on. There's a flag down at the line of scrimmage.
Well, he had a ton of time in that pocket. And if that's legitimate and there's no holding, no, blocking the back, looks like, yeah. Oh, illegal forward pass. Was he past the line of scrimmage? He must have been past the line of scrimmage.
Look close from up here.
Let's take a look at that. We know where it is.
In the original line of scrimmage, the 35-yard line.
All right, so right around the 35, just inside, maybe a step foot on the inside of the 35. Let's see where he releases that football. Yep.
Close.
I don't know, Nick. After looking, I went down the other sideline there, looked at the thing. That is real close. I don't know, Nick. Thought he may have been
it's going to wipe
at
out
it or behind it. But
it's going
either
to wipe
way,
out a 9-yard gain.
that's a tough one. That's a real close call right there.
Second down and 15. Ball's spotted back to the 30. Bedford with 53 seconds to work with. May throws a screen. It's snubbed out quickly.
Yeah. Didn't bite.
Great job by the Pinkerton defensive
Sure
lineman,
was.
Caden Morrow. One of those big DTs for Coach O'Reilly. Now we get a timeout.
Stop by number 7, Anthony Caruso.
As I believe Coach
Well,
Matthews
And a host of other
looking to conserve some time here. 43 seconds now remaining.
Yeah, we'll assume he's got 3, so he's still got 2 left with 43. There's a lot of time when you have a very reputable passing game to potentially get something done. And obviously, Bedford certainly shows they have a kicker with a leg. So
You got a 3rd and 12. Again, Pinkerton, if you're just tuning in, they built up a 13-0 lead. Touchdowns the result of their first 2 drives. Matt Morrison, 74-yard touchdown run. Shortly after that, the star senior left the game with an apparent hand injury.
yes,
And we have not seen him since. Brady Spellman has filled in well for him on both sides of the football tonight. And he found pay dirt midway through that first quarter on a 3-yard run. Final play, first quarter, Brody Helton, the 4-yard touchdown, put Bedford on the board. It was 13-7 Pinkerton as we headed to the second quarter. Astros, big play through the air. Aiden McDonald to Anthony Caruso, a 51-yard touchdown strike. Extra point missed, 19-7 in favor of Coach O'Reilly's Astros at that point. Lengthy drive for Bedford. Jack May to Noah Casamasino from 11 yards out. Bedford's defense a moment ago forced to stop, and now here they are trailing 19-14 with the football and facing a 3rd and 11 with 45 seconds to go. 3-man rush for Pinkerton. May with time, going to show off that arm down the field. He's got a man.
Wow.
A great catch along the sideline by Bedford's Peter Suazo, the senior. Able
And
to
got out of
twist and
bounds.
turn. Knocked out at the 29-yard line. First down coming up.
yeah, and out of bounds here. That's the big thing right there. What a great throw by May. But how about this offensive line giving him the time and a tremendous pocket to throw out of? Look at that. Nobody within 3 yards of him. And to me, that's been the difference. Looked like Spellman, I thought, had an opportunity to reach it, but that ball was so properly thrown. There we are.
Dropped it in the bucket. Suazo, his first catch, it goes for 38 yards. Bedford looking for points before halftime. The lead, if they can get it, from the 29. And now a timeout is called by Pinkerton.
Yeah, I mean, they still have 3 timeouts on the home side, Nick, so obviously that can't be right. So
Right.
we don't know if he's got 0 left, 1 left, or 2 left.
Well, he has at least one.
He's got at least 1. Yeah, right.
We know that. But here, Coach O'Reilly is going to use his
Last timeout.
timeout here to
So that-
address the defense, something not sitting right on the Astros side. Meanwhile, Bedford, remember, they won the coin toss and deferred to the second half. So the Bulldogs set to receive the kickoff to begin the third quarter. So a chance potentially to, quote-unquote, double dip here just before halftime.
Yeah, now they're saying there's 2 timeouts. So,
By the way, they said they are working on the clock. That was a public address announcement a moment ago.
okay.
I don't know if that's specifically the timeouts remaining category or what. But we're still at 38.6 seconds. And now it looks like we are ready to resume with a 1st and 10.
Be interesting if they do anything in the middle of the field. If they, in fact, they do have 2 timeouts, the middle of the field is open. If they have 1, I doubt very much they're going to go to the middle of the field.
Here's a blitz. Look
Wow,
out.
that's a big one.
Aaron Parker, the first to get home for Pinkerton.
Yeah, and who else but Mr. Caruso and Evan Parker? These guys have done a terrific job all game defensively. For a while there, they were being shut out by Bedford, but not that time. They were able to get in the backfield, and that's a big play.
Immediate timeout called by Coach Matthews.
So apparently they did have 3 timeouts 3 minutes ago, Nick. So there you go.
Well, they're down to 1 now. Just inside of 32 seconds. They're backed up, meanwhile, after the sack to the 36-yard line.
Yeah, that changes
the first down marker is down inside the 20.
That changes the playbook a little bit, Nick, with only 1 timeout. That means you got 1 shot to stop it. So playing something in the middle field's got to be probably got to be within kicking range. So let's just say his kicking range is 35 to 40 is my guess. He's a good kicker, maybe more, but I'm just going by what I've seen. He's going to have to get down around the 20-yard line. So I doubt that you're going to see anything on the on this side on Bedford's side of the 20, unless it's an out pattern where they can get out of bounds.
Bulldogs have trailed the entire first half,
but you might
after not trailing at all.
Yeah.
At any point during the first 5 weeks of the campaign.
Yep. Bedford's gradually been turning this game around. Time of possession now is working more in their favor. Early part of the game it wasn't, but of course there's a whole nother half to play here.
Second down in 16. Back to the air. May looking to unleash, aiming towards the end zone, and that one knocked away, but a flag is thrown.
Yeah.
The receiver was Peter Suazo.
Yeah.
He was hit a little early there.
Yeah, he had to.
Down around the goal line.
He had to go early on him. Now watch this. You're going to see him look back too early if we get it in the camera. He's looking back too early, and he already committed himself earlier, right before it came into camera view, and that's where he had to dive into the receiver to recover that. Hey, you're going to see it right here. Now watch. Yeah. Right off of the helmet. He was able to hold his arms down, but that is a clear infraction right there.
That's the veteran Cam Dillon in on the
you're going to see it here.
Pinkerton.
You're going to see it here. He was beat trying to catch up.
Just the second penalty against Pinkerton in this first half.
It was 13, I believe.
No, it was Cam Dillon, number 8, in on the coverage. That was early. I think the 15 yards is going to put the football at the 21-yard line?
Yeah.
No.
21 and a half.
Yeah, they got it just shy of the 21.
Yep. High school's a little different.
Yep. 25 seconds to go.
It was a good penalty to take.
Pinkerton trying to knuckle up here defensively to maintain the 5-point lead. Another flag here is going to blow this dead.
That's a costly one, Nick, because you're starting to push outside of field goal range. Fortunately for the Bulldogs, it's only second down.
It's penalty number 5 against Bedford.
Yep.
So they start to add up here.
Yeah. But that one's a tough one because now you're second down, and I'm not saying out of field goal territory, but for a high school, typical good quality high school kicker, that's starting to push the envelope a little bit.
Yeah.
But, boy, talk about good utilization of the clock.
It'd be about a 44-yarder from right now. With the ball just shy of the 26. May, he's got time. Again, looking for the end zone. Again, there's a little bit of contact, but this time no flag.
No.
You see Coach Matthews pumping his fist. He is not happy.
No.
Neither are these home fans, but
I don't blame.
But no penalty flag on the way.
I don't blame Zach, but they're going to call it. That was kind of incidental, but I understand his frustration. He's going to let him have it. And I think their position was clear.
You can see Dillon battling with Suazo.
You can't argue with a call, Nick. It was someone in. He has a right to measure, and
Coach Matthews still hot,
but he's frustrated. Well, you got to drive so close. You're behind. You don't want to go in the half behind. So
3rd and 8.
They need to get a gain here to be within field goal. Unless they get a touchdown, they need to be within field goal range. That 5. We'll see if that 5-yard matters.
Matthews steps up, avoids the hit, throws. He's got Matthews open. It's May to Matthews inside the 10 at the 8-yard line.
What a
and a quick timeout
pass
for Bedford. That will be their final timeout.
Yeah, he is a hard guy to cover, Nick. Matthews on that cross pattern right there. And May just delivered an absolute strike right there. Boy, this is an important drive in this football game. The question is, do they try to run it with 10 seconds with no timeouts, Nick? So my guess is they're going to try to do something in the end zone and the pass in the end zone, because you could wind up with nothing if you run it. But you do have Brody Helton. So,
well, they've let Jack May do his thing on this drive.
My guess is they'll finish it. Yeah. Yeah, I'm not saying that they don't throw it.
That last completion goes for 19. Hooked up earlier for a 38-yard completion. And if you look at some of the throws he's made tonight, 20, 23, 27. And we mentioned it earlier, a long of 38. And a moment ago came that 19-yard strike. So May, after a slow start tonight, in a game where his team trailed at one point 13-0, has been able to rally the offense here late in this first half and hoping to cap off this drive with points as Bedford, after trailing all night, looking for their first lead. Just 10.7 seconds remaining. Neither team has a timeout.
Trying to think.
Crowd coming alive here.
Big play in the football game.
Helton is the back in the pistol. Pinkerton with 3 down linemen. May is going to put Matthews in motion. Take a high snap, look to his right, get rid of it, and it's incomplete. He took a shot in the backside as well there, right Steve, there. As Anthony Caruso came unabated.
Yeah, Caruso's he's a hitter. This was a little bit risky right here to pass it. Oh, he got tipped. That's why. He was going for the end zone, and the pass got tipped. Watch here. Yep, tipped right there. Got knocked down. I couldn't tell who was in the end zone, but there was someone crossing through. I don't know if he was open or not. I was all eyes on the quarterback, and he took a pretty good hit there from Caruso.
So Bedford with 6.7 remaining. And again, out of timeouts. Ball at the 7-yard line.
They managed the clock very well.
May looks right, throws right towards the end zone, picked off. Intercepted in the end zone by Pinkerton's David Souther. The 5'9" defensive back able to elevate, reel that one in overhead.
It's a big-time play.
And preserve the lead for Pinkerton.
That's a big-time play.
On what is not quite the final play of the first half. There's still a little less than a second remaining, but boy, oh boy, a big play there on the game's first takeaway.
Yeah, that was a great defensive play, but a real error by Jack May running, playing that off his back foot, and he threw it literally right into that coverage. But let's give him credit for being in the end zone, Nick, in the right spot, read the play extremely well. You've got to read that coverage in order to make that play. And David Souther, is it Souther? How do you pronounce that?
I think it's Souther.
David Souther. Thank you,
Meanwhile,
Nick.
McDonald is going to take a knee, and that is going to bring us to halftime. Pinkerton, they scored the game's first 13. They built a double-digit lead again in the second quarter at 19-12. Bedford, they trimmed the gap to 5. They almost wrestled the lead back before halftime, but that interception preserves the score at 19-14 midway through.
Yeah, I mean, this game is, to me, Nick, for Pinkerton, if you had told me that Isaac and Morrison were going to be out of the game and Pinkerton holding on 19-14, really speaks to the depth of the Pinkerton Astros team against a top-rated number 1 team in the state at the current time. And that says a lot right there. But that play, I mean, let's give Bedford credit on the long third down and second down, third down or fourth down plays that they had. They were able to execute, keep drives alive to get those 14 points. But I still call your attention to the extra points, the 2 out of 3 extra points that were missed.
Yep.
And you just wonder when you start looking at the numbers and projecting forward the way both of these teams are playing. It's a war. How it's going to end up, will they be the difference factor of the game? But that was one big play by Mr. Souther.
So it stays a 5-point gap at the break. Coming up, live on-field entertainment from the Bedford Eye Marching Band. Plus, we'll look back at that first half with stats, highlights, analysis, and a full out-of-town scoreboard on a busy Friday night in week number 6. 19-14, Pinkerton leading Bedford at halftime. You are watching Our Friday Night Lights New Hampshire Game of the Week, presented by Beals Insurance.
Our broadcast today, as it always is brought to you by Beals Insurance Agency, with locations now in both Bedford and Londonderry. Whether you need home, auto, or business insurance, Beals Insurance will get you both the price and quality coverage that's right for you. Just call 603-471-9999 or visit BealsInsurance.com to request a free quote and start saving money today. Again, that's BealsInsurance.com. The New Hampshire Tomahawks promote the highest level of club lacrosse competition, not just in the state, but in the country. Looking to get recruited? Director Chris Cameron keeps an open dialogue with the nation's top college lacrosse coaches. Over 400 New Hampshire Tomahawks alumni have played at the college level, including the ACC, Big East, Big Ten, Ivy, NESCAC, NE10, and more. New Hampshire Tomahawks coaching staff has over 100 coaches, including current high school, varsity, and college coaches. The Tomahawks offer training for players of all ages, clinics, camps, and leagues, along with spring, summer, and fall elite teams. So play with the best. The New Hampshire Tomahawks, showcase and development for college lacrosse. Visit NewHampshireTomahawks.com and girls.nhtomahawks.com. How can you reach your team's fundraising goals at no risk and no cost? MG Sports offers a variety of products to make your team's fundraiser a success. Their products include discount tickets, cards, and calendar raffles to hundreds of local merchants throughout the New England area. Don't waste another season. Raise more funds than ever before and become another football program in New Hampshire that sets fundraising records every season. MG Sports, fundraising made easy. Visit mgsportsfundraising.com to start raising money for your team today. Colonial Printing is family owned and celebrating 50 years of quality print services for New Hampshire businesses and can help yours as well. Whether it's creative design, digital or offset printing, or banners and signs, with state-of-the-art technology, unlimited industry sources, and the ability to think outside the box, Colonial Printing will help you get your job done. To see their full list of services, promo products, and portfolio, or to request an estimate, visit colonialprintingnh.com. That's colonialprintingnh.com.
Well, 19-14. Pinkerton leading Bedford at halftime. Nick Anastas, Steve Beals with you. It's our Friday Night Lights New Hampshire Game of the Week. Presented by Beals Insurance. Bedford 5-0. The two-time defending Division I champions. They had not trailed in a game all season until tonight, when Pinkerton, less than 3 minutes in, took a 6-0 lead. It was a 74-yard touchdown run by Astros senior Matt Morrison. More on Morrison in a moment. He left the game about midway through that second quarter with an apparent
small finger
hand injury. Bedford, their opening drive went 3 and out, resulted in a punt. Pinkerton marched right back down and tacked on their second touchdown, a 3-yard run from the sophomore Brady Spellman. Bedford got some rhythm late in that first quarter. On the final play, they cashed in a 4-yard touchdown run from Brody Helton. The junior's touchdown made it 13-7 after 1. Pinkerton, though, showing you what they can do through the air. Aiden McDonald hooks up with Anthony Caruso on a 51-yard touchdown strike. Pinkerton builds a 2-score advantage again at 19-7. Bedford, though, they would answer on their next drive. Jack May through the air to Noah Casamasino. An 11-yard touchdown pass. Extra point was good, 19-14. Bulldogs looking for the lead inside of 10 seconds to go before halftime. Jack May intercepted in the end zone by David Souther as Pinkerton preserves the lead. Bulldogs, they won the opening coin toss and deferred to the second half, so the Bulldogs will receive the upcoming kick to open up the third quarter. So that's where we are, Steve. Pinkerton, look at a hand. Bedford, their first loss since back in the 2022 regular season.
We're a long way away from that. And at 19-14, Nick, it's just a one-score game going into the second half. This is two teams with two outstanding offensive lines. To me, the difference in this game is just Bedford got off to a slow start, and Pinkerton came out burning, and they've been doing well ever since. The thing that really, the backdrop of this game, Nick, I know we talked a little bit right before the clock ran out, but to be in this game right now without Matt Morrison and Isaac is a big impairment, and I just think it lends itself to what a team can do when an offensive line is working well, and I just think, as far as one of the keys to the game, the defensive pass coverage, and this Bedford attack is a good one, Nick. You can slow them down, but you really can't stop them. I think Pinkerton's done a pretty good job defending as many passes as they're letting in, and that's a pretty good job against a good passing attack. Both of these teams, when you look down at the season, Nick, and you look at the power poll, Bedford can pass, can run, got a great offensive line. Exeter now can pass and run, great offensive line, probably run even more than they pass. Pinkerton, same situation. Pinkerton, we don't see pass a lot other than an occasional play action, more in lines of Exeter. But this year, with McDonald at quarterback, and some good receivers, that pass to number 7 going down the line, Caruso, was just terrific. And then Londonderry, offensive line can run and pass. Salem, Nashua South, these teams are at the top of the list because of having an offensive line that can control the clock and kind of take over a game. But that's just how I see it right here. It's just great to see Bedford have some competition that they really haven't had at their level so far, and it's going to make Bedford a better team, and it's going to make Pinkerton a better team. But we're in for a very interesting second half. Be kind of interested to see if in fact we'll see Morrison again. We know we won't see Isaac, but will Morrison come in the game after resting, through that whole second quarter, Nick? I don't know, but both coaches done a good job, grabbed what they could, what the defense gave them. Pass coverage, some of the pass coverages for May have been just terrific, Nick. He was able to just stand there and wait for all of his receivers to fully develop. The one time that he made a mistake was that last play, before before the half, and that was a throw I'm sure he'd like to have back.
Yeah. Some unofficial numbers from that first half. Start with Pinkerton. Aiden McDonald, 2 completions, 66 yards. That included that 51-yard touchdown strike. Matt Morrison only touched the ball twice, a 5-yard carry followed by a 74-yard touchdown scamper from the third play from scrimmage, on the third play from scrimmage. But we have not seen Morrison return yet, and his status is unknown. Also, Brady Spellman, the sophomore, Really looked good on both sides of the
Yes.
ball. Had a sack defensively, had a touchdown run of 3 yards, also had a 15-yard grab. All in all, 3 carries, 16 yards. And then Ben Quintilani, the fullback, 6 rushes for 39 yards.
I was going to say 35. I was going to say 35.
All right, on the Bedford side, Jack May, 7 completions, 139 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. Brody Helton, 12 carries, 51 yards, 1 catch for 27. And Bennett Matthews was busy in that first half as well. 3 catches for 62 yards, 5 carries for 26 yards.
There you go. So pretty well distributed there as far as the Bulldogs are concerned. I don't know where this. I've just been trying. Where does this? What happens here? To me, it looks to me like Bedford has a slight edge in momentum going into the half until they got that interception against them. So I kind of go in where it's just deuced. It's everything is, to me, is just who comes out and wins the second half. This is a good football game to analyze. I can't wait to watch this and afterwards on our station and kind of reanalyze this game and look for the particulars. But one thing Bedford's been able to do, Nick, is get some big third down conversions at critical times that ended up in scores in this game. So,
all right, here we go. There's that onside kick, and Bedford's going to handle it. On the bounce, Cam Santos, one of the sophomores, showing you the sure-handedness there. Fielded it off the eye-high bounce.
I don't know.
And was tackled at the 45-yard line. So Pinkerton plays a trick, so to speak, to begin the second half. Bedford's ready for it, and as a result, the Bulldogs take over at their own 45.
Good hands, but the way that he's been kicking the ball outside the hash marks, putting it deep, that one surprised me, and maybe that's what the element surprise is all about. But good job by Bedford to handle that football. Get your hands group on front.
1st and 10 handoff, hit at the line of scrimmage. Helton spun around, and it's Hanlon, the big defensive end, who brings him down at the Bulldog 49-yard line. Gain of 4 there for Helton on his 13th carry of the night.
Well, I mean, he's met at the line of scrimmage, and he still gets 3.5 yards or 4.
He's on the Ukeka Foundation Player of the Year watch list as well. Was one of the finalists last year as a sophomore. And so far has been really the focal point of this ground attack, both early in the season and tonight.
Coach Matthews is going to be pretty happy with the field position he's got at the current time.
Here's Bennett Matthews, his son. He's tripped up at midfield.
And there he is again, Mr. Spellman.
Spellman clapping his hands emphatically, and now a flag is thrown. I'm not sure if this penalty marker is in regards to Spellman's celebration or not.
Well, you're allowed to clap. You're allowed to clap after a play.
The officials are telling Spellman to get back.
Unless it's something where they're saying that maybe, we don't know what was said on the field, but I don't understand why clapping after a play.
I agree with you. But it seemed like
you're in a tight ball game right here with 2 Titans. Here we go.
Well, there it is. For whatever shape or form that came in, it's a personal foul.
Unless maybe there was something said on the field. Let's take a look here.
Oh, a push. There it is.
Push. There it is. Okay. Can't touch a player after a play like that.
That's James Caruso, the good hearty 2-hand shove applied there to Helton.
That's why having this replay is
so it's
so great.
It's against Pinkerton.
Yeah.
The officials, it eluded both of us.
The officials have to protect the players, and you can't allow that stuff to start. No question.
So attack on 15. Helton gets back to work on an up-the-middle run. I scissored down at about the 28-yard line.
I saw Spellman clapping, Nick. I think you did too, right?
Yes.
I thought that was what it was about, but it wasn't. So officials right on it.
That's a gain of 6 on the play.
Pinkerton had 2 penalties for only 20 yards in that first half, as they have played pretty disciplined football tonight, but that one,
I would agree,
you could see got away from the junior Caruso. Nearly 2 minutes in, third quarter. Bedford in Pinkerton territory, threatening to take the lead. They keep it on the ground. Casamassino sliced down at the 20 by James Caruso. And that's an 8-yard pickup and a first down for the Bulldogs.
Yep.
Casamassino caught the 11-yard touchdown in that first half, also had a 7-yard carry. So he adds to his total on the ground. Meanwhile, for those who may be concerned at the official who went down, Steve, back in the second quarter, it's good to see that he is back out there.
Flag down.
This one behind the play, and that's got Coach Matthews' attention as he is fired up again.
It's also got his son, Bennett Matthews, pretty fired up too. I'm not sure if he saw it or he just saw the flag, but my guess is, Nick, there was a hold on the inside part of the edge block. We're going to see it right here. Yeah, right here in the back, yeah. That's a tough one. That's on number 51. You'll see number 51 here. I don't know, I think Quintilani.
That's Alex Bissonette.
Yeah, coach is not happy about that call at all.
We've seen an animated Zach Matthews tonight.
Yep. Well, he knows how important the third quarter is to set the tone, Nick. But, it is first down, so if you're going to be 20 yards to go, you want it on first down, but that's a costly penalty for sure.
Bedford at 5 for 35 yards in that first half in terms of penalties. They face a 1st and 20 here from the Astro 30. They go back to Helton. He goes back up the middle. Lowers the shoulder inside the 25 and is marked down at the 23. They credit Anthony Caruso with the stop. It's a gain of 7. Sets up a 2nd down and 13.
Quintilani going out of the game. He was tapping his helmet. He has put in some work.
Three receivers left side, 3 down linemen for Pinkerton. That's been the look defensively tonight more often than not. Another slicing run for Helton. Tripped up at the 20. They'll mark him somewhere close to the 19.
If you're a coach, Nick.
It's the original line of scrimmage, so 3rd and 10.
If you're a coach, Nick, if you're Coach Matthews, you're saying, oh, my gosh, do we need this first down right here to set the tone that keep things in motion that they got started in the second quarter there or finished. And if you're Coach O'Reilly, you can say this is the time we need to stop. We need the football back. Got to make a stop.
This drive began back at the Bedford 45 and is over 4 minutes old.
I think this game's on the edge kind of right now where it's going to go.
3rd down and 10. Helton drifts left. They throw left, makes the catch in the flat. The junior down to the 15. No, Spellman cuts him down at the 16.
That young man knows
that is
how
well
to tackle.
Shy of the first down marker. It looks like a 4th down and 5 coming up. Another big open field tackle for the sophomore Spellman.
I'd say this is within kicking range, Nick, but I kind of get the feeling that Coach Matthews wants more. He's got his quarterback on the sidelines, whether he's going to go out and try to draw him off sides, but I don't know. But, it's 4th and 6. That was a at point of impact tackle by Spellman, and those are the kind of things your defense has got to do to try to keep things moving and change the direction here. So, no kick. They're going to go for it.
4th down and 5. First down markers at the 11.
He must feel that's kind of out of the range or just doesn't see the 3 points as.
3 receivers, wing back left side, Helton to the right of May. Takes the gun snap. 4-man rush, throws right side. Caught by Matthews inside the 10. Stiff arm at the 7. Dives down to the 5. And that, I believe, is enough for a Bedford first down.
It's going to be really close, Nick. It is. It's to the 5, yeah.
Yeah,
because it was at the 10.
By a yard.
So hard to read that when it's at the other side of the field. Absolutely right. What a great job. Yeah, they go to their ace receiver, number 1, and he got outside separation, Nick. Surprised he was that free. But Bennett just knows how to run a pass route.
6-yard completion.
What a big first down that is for Bedford.
Nearing the midway point, 3rd quarter. Bulldogs looking for their first lead, trailing by as many as 13. Helton is the tailback. They hand to Matthews, follows Helton through the hole, and is hit at the 3. Dropped right there. Good tackle by Caruso, who's been busy. That's Anthony, not James.
Both have been checking in regularly.
Regular contributors here defensively. So now Pinkerton hoping to buckle up. We saw this similar scenario right before halftime. Bulldogs with 6 seconds through an interception in the end zone. And now Pinkerton hoping to keep the door closed on a 2nd and goal from the 3-yard line.
Yeah, the amount of 3rd and 4th down, first downs that Bedford's been able to make today is starting to add up in the scorebook, Nick.
Took a penalty earlier this drive.
And it makes the defense stay on the field.
Pitch right side, Helton gets around Caruso, hit at the goal line and in. Touchdown, lost his helmet. He's going to celebrate as Bedford takes their first lead, a full-speed collision there at the goal line.
Yeah, he decides he's going to go, and he just lowers his shoulder. And he is really jacked up right now, getting the crowd involved. So Bedford now has the lead, 2019. They're looking real strong right now, Nick, for sure. The offensive line is just able to get that right edge. They've been using it all game, more so than the left. But, boy, that group on the right side has been able to close down that attack. It looked to me, Nick, like Caruso got turned around there, and he just and Helton was had enough wherewithal to be able to stretch the field and use it to his advantage with his legs and strength. What a nice run.
Collided, I believe, with Osanya, the junior linebacker. And you could see Helton lose his helmet.
But none of that happens without that pass conversion on 4th down to Bennett Matthews on a great route.
Speaking of conversion, 2-point try here for Bedford as they look to extend this 1-point lead. May cautiously goes right, cuts it up, and he's in the end zone.
That's a big
for 2
points.
22-19. So Bedford
feeling good right now.
They take over 6 minutes off the clock, and now the Bulldog players trying to fire up this home crowd, which includes a standing student section, all decked out in gray tonight.
Oh, yeah.
They are really the heartbeat of this crowd that's over 3,000 estimated tonight here in Bedford.
Well, Brody Helton just continues to show what a valuable running back he is. And Pinkerton really missing, at least right now, Matt Morrison and James Isaac.
Jamie Isaac, Isaac has not played tonight as he continues to work his way back from a lower leg injury. And it appeared like Morrison back in the first quarter hurt his hand, and he has not returned since. Of course, he got Pinkerton on the board just the 3rd play from scrimmage tonight with a 74-yard electric touchdown run. Pinkerton extended that lead to 13-0 late in the first quarter. And at one point in the second quarter, it was a 19-7 Astros advantage. Since then, Bedford has turned things around and have now scored 15 unanswered points. Pinkerton looking for a spark on special teams. They get a good return from Rice and Michoud. The sophomore is all the way up to the 38 before he's spun down.
Well, not only are they missing Jamie Isaac and Matt Morrison, Nick, for what they do individually on the field on the offensive side of the ball, but it changes the overall depth chart where more players are playing more downs on both sides of the football. Those guys are part of that mix, and when you lose 2 of them, probably arguably 2 of their best players on the football field, that's a tough thing to do here against a team like Bedford.
Quintilani on 1st and 10 goes nowhere. Whole snapshot on the right side, a wall of black over there for Bedford.
Bedford running downhill right now, feeling good about grabbing that lead and making up that deficit that they've been behind pretty much all game. You could see Coach Matthews on the sideline, very satisfied, finally been able to take that lead.
Yeah, the Bulldogs have the momentum.
They do.
No question.
I saw it halfway through the second.
It's on Pinkerton to respond now. Quintilani officially lost a yard there, and it's 2nd down and 11. McDonald under center. Handoff left side. Here comes Spellman. And a zig and zag up to the 48.
Good-looking runner.
Sorry, the 46. Hoping to get to the 47. He's about a yard shy of that first down marker, so 3rd and 1.
He and a few others are getting their stamina tested, Nick, tonight. As we talked about, their 2 players missing. These guys are basically not coming off the football field. And that was an important run right there. If they can pull together a first down here, all of a sudden maybe they can start feeling a little downhill too. We got a battle going on here.
3rd quarter clock ticking down towards 4 minutes. Handoff Spellman.
He's short.
Yep.
Oh, they're giving him a pretty good spot. I don't know.
Well, again, the first down marker is at the 47.
Yeah, I think it's going to be.
And that's short.
Slightly short. This is going to be an interesting thing. Interesting decision by. And he has to call a timeout.
Well, I think we have an official timeout for the measurement, which may be on the way. Our referee tonight, Kevin Bulldog, trying to eye it for the moment.
Looks to be about 6 inches to a foot short, Nick, if I have to guess.
I agree. So that gives Coach O'Reilly time to think about it. Gives us time, Steve, to remind folks that we're back at it tomorrow for our 3rd broadcast of the weekend. Manchester West hoping to play spoiler against Pelham. That's a Division II showdown. Pythons, of course, are the 4-time defending Division II champions, and they have the longest active win streak, not just in the state, almost in the country. 4th longest active win streak. They've won 46 straight.
That's about a foot short.
And West is hoping to hand them their first loss of the season to improve to 5-1. Both teams are good. We're looking forward to being there. We get underway at about 1:45 ahead of that 2 o'clock kick.
And for those who are joining us and haven't subscribed to our YouTube channel, please do that. Hit the bell icon to get notifications. We don't send a bunch of junk. The only thing that we send to our viewers who subscribe is when we're going live. Yep. And so feel free to subscribe. We'd love to have you be part of our group here. Boy, there's a lot of people watching tonight.
Like and subscribe. Free to do so as well. Friday Night Lights, New Hampshire on YouTube at FNLNH Media. Nick Anastas, Steve Beals with you in our Friday Night Lights New Hampshire Game of the Week. 2 premier Division I programs going chin to chin here.
They're going.
A 4th down and inches here for Pinkerton.
I think he's got to do it. I really think he's got to go for it here, Nick.
5 down lineman for Bedford. They stay with O'Donnell. He leapfrogs his way forward for a first down.
Gutsy call by Coach O'Reilly, the right call. You always know if you're the defense, you're hoping they're going to punt, and you're going to be able to get the ball. But, boy, that was a great job. Was that McDonald? I couldn't tell if he took that snap or not. I assume it was
McDonald.
Yeah, it was McDonald. That's a great job finding that seam.
1st and 10.
Bedford, though, defense has been solid. Especially halfway through the 2nd quarter, they really kind of took things over defensively.
The Astros have not scored since their 3rd possession, which, as you said, was early on in the 2nd quarter. Here's
nice
A.J. Scholes.
Yeah.
We've called his name defensively more often than not over the course of the year. He makes an impact here on the ground. That run for 9 to set up 2nd and short.
Key there, Nick. You said it. We've seen it all year long with Scholes. He's been such a factor in every game that we've seen of Pinkerton. Good, solid player, both sides of the football.
2 carries tonight for 8 yards. 2nd down and 1 coming up inside of 3 minutes here. A fast-moving 3rd quarter. Bedford
cooling down a little bit. I just felt a little dip in the temperature, but still very comfortable for football.
About 50 or so. McDonald in the pocket. Goes deep down the middle, and this one is intercepted. Picked off inside the 5-yard line on the run by the Bulldogs. Landon Elsmore, the senior, makes a good play on the run. And Bedford comes away with their first takeaway of the night.
You know, we can talk about an ill-advised pass, Nick, but let's give the Bedford Bulldogs credit. Look at the pass coverage here. That is called getting back. They're actually in back of him, have a bid in the ball. The only thing that he could do as a receiver was try to knock the ball away, but he wasn't in position. Really don't want to throw that football in that situation. He kind of threw it kind of a little awkward there too. If you watch, it's just kind of rush it, trying to force it just a little bit. He did have defenders in his face, and just give the Bulldogs credit. They're making plays right now. And
yeah, it's a good play. Elsmore makes a play on the ball.
They are making
the
plays.
Inside track. He comes away with the interception. And now, after the junior, I said he was a senior, as a junior,
Yeah.
comes away with the takeaway. Bedford begins their drive at their own 4-yard line. Helton trying to weave around the corner. Going to pick up a yard or two. Spellman is there for another Pinkerton tackle.
Yeah, that's got to be a kind of a letdown there for the Astros, Nick. They had a nice run there to be within 2 and able to convert on 4th down, but just that intercept. I mean, the one side benefit of it is it was better than a punt if ultimately you're going to punt because you pinned him down deep. But the defense has got to come up big here.
1 turnover each way tonight. May going to take his time here in the pistol. He's got a wing back each side with Helton to his right. Hands to Helton. He goes up the middle. Grunges his way across the 10 before he's thumped down at about the 13.
Pretty close. Pretty close
to a first down. The officials, yes, will move the sticks.
Yep.
Helton, full workload tonight. 12 carries in that first half. 7 more so far in this third quarter. As we tick inside of now the final 80 seconds to go in this third quarter. The officials say hang on. And pause things here for a moment. Not sure what the delay is. And they're going to sync up the clock, I think, and now we're good to go.
That's what I was just looking over the clock. It looked like something was going on over there.
So now I believe the correct time is ticking down here off the scoreboard. All right. On a 1st and 10, Bedford playing with a 3-point lead. Pinkerton's going to rush 4. May's got time. Throws high.
Little high.
Incomplete. Trying to find Matthews near the first down marker, but overthrows the junior. Now 2nd down and 10. That'll stop the clock with inside of 54 seconds.
So far, Nick, they've had a pretty good connection tonight, the two of them together. But that time Bennett's a tremendous athlete. He can go up and get him, but that was just a little too high.
They've hooked up 4 times tonight.
Yep.
For 68 yards.
Yep.
Including a 6-yard hookup on the previous drive. 2nd down and 10. Ball at the 13-yard line. Pinkerton again showing blitz. Looks like the ball hit the turf for a moment before May recovers and scurries his way up to the 15 for a 2-yard gain.
Yeah, you think that was by design, Nick, or a little bit of a mix-up there? It looked like a mix-up to me.
I thought it was a missed handoff.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Let's see here. Oh, great. Yeah,
that a collision.
Yeah, that was.
And then it's May off the bounce, trying to make the most of a broken play.
Nice camera work there.
Savas with the tackle. 3rd down and 8.
Well, our staff tonight's just hitting it. Doing a great job, folks.
May, 2 carries, 7 yards. He has not been a factor on the ground.
No.
See if they go back to Helton here. Again, Pinkerton showing blitz up the middle. Caruso off the edge, untouched. Throw is just in time. Matthews the catch at the 20. He stood up by Quintilani, trying to fight his way forward. And I still think he's short. Tremendous effort there by Matthews.
Pass complete to Bennett Matthews.
And again, we're going to have a very close ordeal here, 4th and inches.
I was surprised they didn't blow the whistle on that, Nick. It looked like it was all stopped for quite a long period of time. Take a look. But Bennett Matthews still moving his legs. He was committed to the max on this play. Now, to me, when a guy gets wrapped up like that, but watch him continue to fight. He doesn't hear a whistle. He keeps playing. But I'm just surprised they didn't blow it. It looked like it was kind of stopped at that point. But you got to give Matthews a lot of credit there for continuing to force it through, force it forward.
I think, Steve, we also ran up against the end of the third quarter.
Yep.
So we're going to step aside
We're
very quickly
in here.
and come back for the 4th. Anybody's guess here in Bedford, 3-point game after 3. You are watching our Friday Night Lights New Hampshire Game of the Week presented by Beals Insurance.
Our broadcast today, as it always is brought to you by Beals Insurance Agency, with locations now in both Bedford and Londonderry. Whether you need home, auto, or business insurance, Beals Insurance will get you both the price and quality coverage that's right for you. Just call 603-471-9999 or visit BealsInsurance.com to request a free quote and start saving money today. Again, that's BealsInsurance.com.
Well, we begin the fourth quarter with a Bedford timeout. As there was a little bit of confusion there between the officials and the late signal we got to switch sides of the field, which is customary, obviously, to begin the quarter. But now Bedford has to take a timeout here. It's the first one either way in this second half. And I'm sure that cannot sit well with Coach Matthews. What does sit well with Coach is that his team is up 3 after trailing by as many as 13 in that first half. They've kept Pinkerton off the board since falling behind 19-7. Have posted 15 unanswered points. They have the football here on fourth down and are going to roll the dice in their own territory here.
You got Brody Helton. You know he's going to get the ball. I'd be shocked if he doesn't. 4th
and 1 officially.
And
now it is a punt. Yep, nobody back deep for Pinkerton. Helton is going to swing the leg. It's going to roll dead at the 40-yard line. So Pinkerton will take it. Still a shorter field as they begin at their own 40, but nonetheless, pretty good play design there to prevent the return.
I think Coach Matthew is demonstrating loud and clear that he trusts his defense there and doesn't want to put a situation where he changes the momentum. I think he feels he has the momentum marginally going for him in this game. He's going to play that safe and trust his defense and play the percentages here. But, boy, it's awful hard to lay off when you got Brody Helton in the backfield with only 1.5 feet to go at the most on fourth down. But
so the Astros will take over.
Anything can happen.
They led 13-0. They led 19-7. And now look to generate some offense with 2 of their better players out. Nowhere to go. Bryson Michaud on his first carry tonight, the sophomore, lucky to get back to the line of scrimmage. No gain there.
Yeah, Matthews met him square here. Watch this. This is a hello right here. Cuts up field. You can't slow down. You got to follow the hip of Caruso on that play. Started to stretch it a little wide. And Bennett Matthews says, not in my area.
Yep. Matthews, of course, has been busy on the offensive side of the football. But, again, what can be lost about him is that he's really active in all 3 phases. As he makes the tackle along the boundary there, he's, of course, the kicker and normally the punter as well. Back to Michaud on second down. This time the sophomore does gain the corner, and he's got a first down as a result.
Folks, on this replay, let's take a look at Mr. Quintilani on the blocking on this play. He doesn't do the blocking. He does. This play goes nowhere. Watch number 44. There he is. Watch him. He just blows out, I believe, the corner.
It was Dean Poltrinari.
Yeah, Poltrinari. And let me tell you, that is why they have a first down, and they're in Bulldog territory right there. Boy, this kid is a player.
Minute gone, fourth quarter. Quintilani rewarded with a carry here on first down. A quick hitter. Doesn't get much. Pushed back after a yard or so. Bedford, one of their bigger players on the roster, Connor Flaherty, 6'4", 290-pound junior.
Wow.
Given credit with the stop there. So second down and 9. How we got here?
He's a house.
Well, we mentioned Pinkerton, 2 early scores on their first 2 possessions, 13-0 at that point. One of them a long run from Matt Morrison, who was injured shortly after. We have not seen the star senior since the first quarter. Bedford on the board on the final play of the first quarter. As we see here, Michaud starting to get into a rhythm, rips off another 11-yard gain for a Pinkerton first down. Brody Helton, first of 2 touchdowns tonight, both from 4 yards out. The first came on the final play of the first quarter. It was 19-7 after Pinkerton connected through the air.
Watch Poltrinari here. He avoids that block and saves. Boy, what a great job by Poltrinari. Got blocked by Quintilani last time. Sheds the block this time and makes the tackle. He would have gone a long way further if he didn't do that.
Back to the ground. Minshew spins away from trouble, tiptoes along the sideline, and again has a first down. Another 11-yard pickup, his third straight 11-yard gainer.
Yeah, you're right, Nick. They're going to give him forward progress there.
Elsmore with the tackle for Bedford. But right now it's the Caden, no, not the Caden Minshew show, the Ryson Minshew show.
Well, that's so important that if with missing their guys, they're starting guys, you've got to create, a multiple player, running back approach here, and that's going to help.
Pinkerton led 19-14 at halftime. Surrendered the lead on Bedford's lengthy third quarter drive. And are now looking to go back out in front here, trailing 22-19. McDonald rolls out, looking to make a play with his legs. Tiptoes out of bounds at about the 22-yard line.
Gain of 3, maybe?
Gain of 5 in the end as he stretched that one.
You're right, because so hard to where we're located to read down those parallel lines, Nick.
They have not asked the junior quarterback
to run much
tonight. No. Just 3 carries for 5 yards.
The value that he brings to leading the football team, Nick, without running, but it shows that he's got some speed. He can do it if he needs to.
We saw what he could do with his arm back in the first half on that 51-yard hookup. Minshew looking for the sideline, ridden out of bounds by Poltroneri. A good yard or 2 after the first down stick. So another first down run by the sophomore Minshew, who was quiet, didn't touch the ball
that fake
at all in the first 3 quarters. He's been the centerpiece here on this drive for Pinkerton.
Yeah, that fake to the middle, Nick, and then getting him outside is sucking those linebackers in. They have to honor it. And then they're getting a good pull block on that side. And they've been using that play effectively here. And Bedford has been able to slow it down at times but not stop it.
Minshew 5 carries, 38 yards on this drive. Scholes in motion. McDonald the snap, the handoff to Minshew. He's planted at the line of scrimmage.
53.
Nowhere to go. Hounded by James Tomulovic. The junior linebacker is having one of his better games for Bedford
good
tonight.
He looks solid. He's a junior. I really, really, really like the read and the reaction.
You're going to love the wrap as well.
Yep.
As he dropped him in his tracks.
Came
second down
like
and 10.
Bullet.
For the Astros on the Bulldog 16.
3.5 gone by, fourth quarter.
A lot of effort's gone into this drive. If you're Pinkerton, you really need to execute here.
Astros looking for points. The pitch, Minshew on a right side run this time, inside the 10 before Tomulovic drops him at the 7.
Not a big guy, but boy, he runs with some strength. Really like the fact that he went right north-south, Nick. He moved outside, planted his foot, and then he just accelerated. And that's why it's 3rd and 3 rather than 3rd and 6 or 7.
7-yard gain for Minshew. Tomulovic, another tackle. There you see Coach Matthews taking in the view, hunched on the home sideline.
Yep.
His team not used to these tight ones.
No.
They ran the table a year ago.
It's good for Bedford, though.
Multi-score wins in each of the first 5 weeks of the season. Tonight, whole different scenario. Trailed by 2 touchdowns early, climbed out of the hole in the third quarter, and now looking to protect this 3-point lead here. Meanwhile, Coach O'Reilly wandering onto the field.
Yep.
And he's going to call a timeout. So Coach O'Reilly is going to use his first, each team now with 2 remaining. Our broadcast tonight brought to you by Beals Insurance, locations in both Bedford and Londonderry. Whether you need home, auto, or business insurance, Beals Insurance will get you the price and quality coverage that's right for you. Visit BealsInsurance.com. Also by MG Sports Fundraising. That's fundraising made easy. MG Sports Fundraising is the official fundraising partner of Friday Night Lights New Hampshire. Visit mgsportsfundraising.com. Start raising money for your team today. Also by the New Hampshire Tomahawks, showcase and development for college lacrosse. Visit nhtomahawks.com and also girls.nhtomahawks.com. And finally by Colonial Printing, family owned and operated for over 50 years. Start your next project today at Colonial Printing NH. FNLNH.com. Nick and Astis, Steve Beals. It's our Friday Night Lights New Hampshire Game of the Week, presented by Beals Insurance, one of the bigger regular season matchups we're going to see all season. Bulldogs at 5-0, Pinkerton right behind them in the Division I standings at 4-1. Both teams on the short list of contenders no matter what happens tonight in the Division I championship race. But this one has been fun to watch and fun to call.
Of course, I think this is going to benefit, regardless of what happens next 7 minutes, it's going to benefit both teams. But Bedford's really getting a test here, and they need it.
Michoud on a pitch, looking to bounce, first down, wants the goal line, tiptoes in for the touchdown. A 7-yard touchdown run for Ryson Michoud, the sophomore, becoming the centerpiece of that drive for Pinkerton. Cashes in Astros lead once again.
Well, he makes a nice little fake inside, Nick, and he kind of got the defense to stutter there, one of the defenders, and then he sprinted outside. Now watch him, see him cut in, and then he sprints outside. He's a shifty little runner, and he's feeling it right there. That's a heck of a good drive there by the Astros, Nick. That was well put together. They were using a lot of motion up the middle. And, without their two top guns, you got to give them a ton of credit. And it shows the depth of this football team. And, boy, we got ourselves a game. Both of these solid football teams living up to the hype without any question that led up to this football game. These are two good teams.
Astros want two. Out in front, 25-22. They fake to Osanya. They hand to Michoud, and Tamulovic sniffs it out. Tackle made in the backfield at the 11. The two-point try is no good.
Yeah.
And the lead will stay at 3. Pinkerton 25, Bedford 22.
You kick it, you're outside of a field goal, Nick. It was 7:14 left. But if you're trying to go 2 and get 5 up, I get it because and the running game was working for him. I see it, but that was a heck of a defensive play. Who was that defensively made that tackle? Tamulovic. Boy, how many times have we called him in this second half?
He's been big all night.
What a terrific job.
6-foot linebacker.
Yep.
Junior. So, back and forth we go. As we get a lead change here, nearly 5 minutes into this fourth quarter. 25-22. Bedford, of course, 5-0. Went 9-0 during last year's regular season. And I believe 3-0 in the postseason. Had the bye in the first round.
Yep.
And, of course, they won the last 4 all postseason games in 2022 as well. So that, by my count, means 21 straight for Bedford.
I like this box return that Coach Matthews has got going here on special teams. Really gives him an up. Got all his top hands guys there, all of them capable runners. But, boy, to have Matthews and Brody Helton in the back, they're not going to even give him a chance.
They saw an onside try earlier. Now we see a short kick that's fielded by one of the upmen. That's Bryson Durso.
Ooh.
Sophomore over the 40, going to lean up to the 42. Pretty good return by the youngster.
Yes.
Durso going to set up Bedford with a 1st and 10 from their own 42 officially here. Just about 5 minutes gone by in this fourth quarter.
This is going to be an interesting 7 minutes, Nick. As I drove up to the field tonight, I wonder if we were going to have one of these type of games. And it's just so entertaining to see two good teams going at it.
Yeah.
Two coaches that
you and I have been on a bit of an unlucky streak. We have not seen a one-score game all season.
But, a lot of them were interesting.
That includes last night's 9-point margin between Concord and Memorial.
But a lot of them were interesting till the third quarter. Yeah. But you're right.
Now this one expected to stay close over the final 7:07. Helton trying to reverse direction. Caruso wraps him up. And it's a short 2-yard gain as a result.
That's a lot of energy expended for 2 yards, but he does not go down easy, and he fights hard for every single yard he can get. Limping a little bit coming back to the huddle, but
Caruso
not going to deter him.
Caruso's one of Pinkerton's better and bigger players. Landed right on both legs there.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Helton has been the focal point tonight. 20-plus carries, the workhorse. He scored 2 touchdowns on the ground. We'll see if Bedford goes to him here on 2nd down and 7. We approach the midway point, fourth quarter. 21-game win streak on the line for the defending champs. They look for Casamassino, and he's hit immediately on the catch by Quintilani.
Great defense, Nick, there, but boy, how did he hold on to that football?
Just a 1 yard gain. Casamassino, meanwhile, is slow to get up.
Yeah. Well, these guys have expended a tremendous amount of energy in this game, Nick. It's been very physical. A lot of passion to win this game on both sides. A lot of pride at stake here for both. So it stands to reason with 6 minutes left in the game that some of these guys are going to be pulling up a little lame here. They have given everything they got.
Big 3rd and 6 on the way as we slip inside of 6 minutes to go in regulation.
Big 3rd down, right?
First down marker is at the Astro 48. May taking his time here. Pinkerton showing a blitz. Man in motion to the far side is going to be flagged here. A little bit of a hitch along the offensive line, and it's a false start against Bedford.
Yeah, you're just asking your offense to stay in that position, Nick, so long. Eventually somebody's going to – there was something there. I actually was a little surprised they didn't have a delay of game penalty if that went on a second or more. But that's just a long time to stay in the crouch position before you snap the ball. Not surprised somebody moved.
Penalty bug has bitten Bedford hard tonight. 7 penalties.
Yep. But, they've been able to – 3rd down and longs and 4th down and 6s that they've been able to get the yardage when they needed it with the tools in the bag that they have to use on offense.
They're going to need one here. 3rd and 11. May, empty set, back to throw. Going to air it out down the near sidelines. Got a man, and the catch is made on the move.
Unbelievable.
Out of bounds goes Peter Suazo, his 2nd catch tonight. And that one is big as Bedford is back in the red zone at the 15-yard line.
And they do it again. Again, we talked about this pre-snap. They've been able to convert those 3rd and 4th downs and longs. And to me, Nick, it's the difference maker for Bedford in the game because they've faced a lot of these. And, I'm going to go back to Coach Matthews' call not to go for it on 4th down and because he trusted his defense and he's in pole position here if he can bring it down in the end zone to take the lead again.
Suazo caught a 38-yarder in the first half. He catches a 38-yarder there. And now it's 1st and 10 from the 15. Helton left side is dropped by Knutson just shy of the 10. Clock ticking. We're inside of 5 minutes. Helton given 5 officially on that carry.
Boy,
so now Bedford.
He runs heavy.
Now, Steve, if you're Bedford, you're okay with taking as much clock
absolutely
as you want here.
Positively. And Coach O'Reilly, I think, has used at least one timeout. The other one was an official's timeout, and so he's still got 2 left. But
both teams have 2 remaining.
Yeah.
Well, he's going to. May is in no hurry here at all. Going to wind down the play clock. Finally take the snap. Hand off Matthews. Left side run. He's inside the 10. Savas is on his back and drops him at the 6. A 4-yard carry for the junior.
Oh, that's going to be really close. Oh, wait a minute now. Following the line up. Looks like it might be a little bit short.
About a yard shy.
Yep.
If that. First down marker right at the 5-yard line. Football just a little bit inside the 6. Meanwhile, the clock ticking down towards 3.5 now.
Yeah. They'll play into this as long as they can do it. They'll extend 30, 35 seconds every single play.
3rd and 1. Coach Matthews watching from the sideline. Helton gets the carry, spins his way inside the 5, and that's a Bedford first down.
Obviously they have to score here. However, it's first down, Nick. They could burn another minute and a half off the clock, which just kind of squeezes what Coach O'Reilly can do. The difference is they're not just a running team anymore. They can pass the ball with a good quarterback as well and a pretty good group of receivers to boot. So,
well, Bedford hasn't scored yet. Ball on the 4-yard line. Pinkerton.
No, I was anticipating if they do, they could burn another minute.
And that's certainly what Coach Matthews is thinking.
Absolutely.
But if you're Pinkerton, maybe you do hope Bedford puts it in the air. They came up with the interception on the final play of the first half, hoping for somebody to make a play here. Bedford, meanwhile, again, going to grind the game clock and the play clock down here. Snap taken. Handoff Helton. Makes a man miss. And then it's hit and dropped by Spellman in the backfield. Another open field tackle for the sophomore.
This is a tough one because as you're making these stops, you're thinking to yourself, I'm losing the clock here. Do I start burning a timeout? I think you wait at least till next play. Let this burn. But, boy, if they stop him next play, then at that point you got to stop the clock, I think.
2nd and goal from the 7 coming up.
But it does every timeout that you lose the ability to play it down the center, your playbook at the center of the field.
Right.
So, Bedford
actually lost 3 on that play.
But at the end of the day, they have to score, to your point. So they're going to bank it all on defense here.
Inside of 2 minutes now. May in the gun. Helton right behind him. Rolls right. Looks in the end zone. Trying to escape the pocket. Throws. He's got a man. It is caught. It's Swazo. Is it Swazo? No.
No.
It is Landon Elsmore, the junior. Elsmore.
What a great job by May.
Lost in the shuffle there. May extends the play.
What a great job.
With the junior who celebrates in the end zone. Bedford going to retake the lead with 1:47 to go.
Yeah, such a big part of football at all 3 levels, Nick, is to be able to get a quarterback that can extend the play for you. When you got a quarterback that can do that with a vision downfield and has enough speed to be able to avoid those oncoming defenders and then find him in the end zone. What a great play.
Matthews' kick up and no good. Wide right.
Wow, so that leaves it as a 3-point margin. That changes things big time. Wow, that could have an impact in this game. Did you bring your pajamas, Nick? We could be here for a while.
Now it's now 28-25. Bedford with 1:47 to go. Coach O'Reilly's been in these positions plenty of times over the years. He's got 2 timeouts to work with. What's he telling his Astros right now?
As far as I'm concerned, he's probably telling them to hold on to the football, number 1. And number 2, do not try to extend the play if you don't have a clear shot to the end zone. Get the heck out of bounds because with 1:47, that's a heck of a lot different than 3 minutes. But he's got 2 timeouts, so he wants these guys to get out of bounds because he wants to save that timeout. So if he needs something down the middle field in order to be able to get into kicking area for his kicker for 3 points, if you can't get in the end zone, it's critical. So a lot of this is going to be grab the yardage that they give you and get the heck out of bounds and get back to the line of scrimmage.
Well, there's another look at the Elsmore catch.
Yeah, nice catch. Big thing, though, was May extending that play and throwing a nice pass. But he good job by the receiver there, Nick, to have the wherewithal to be in the right spot so when his feet came down, he was inbounds. Nice play.
1:47 to go. Matthews set to kick from the 40. Line drive effort. Spellman to his left makes the catch at the 10 up to the 15.
He's got a block.
Little room at the 20, 25, 30, and out of bounds at the 33.
Ooh, that was close. But I think he gives the benefit of the doubt, though.
Casamassino at full speed collided with the return man right at the sideline, and now Massimissino is still down. Casamassino has played well in all 3 phases tonight. Still down, Steve, and now may need that right leg looked at, it appears. Meanwhile, play is ready to resume.
Yep. Not going to waste any time here.
So Bedford down a man for the moment. Coach Matthews, meanwhile, is going to take a timeout. So his defensive unit without Casamassino not quite right.
Yeah, Coach O'Reilly will take that timeout. That gives him an opportunity to get his troops in order there, have one more conversation with his guys. Again, stick to the game plan, fellas. Hold on to the football and take the yardage they give you. They're probably going to play a little soft here, Nick. I don't think they're going to be coming up screwing down on the receivers. So if they're going to take it soft, grab your yardage, get out of bounds. You want no more than 6 to 7 seconds of play. And with a guy like McDonald in the field, we heard Coach O'Reilly earlier, I've got a quarterback. We can pass the football. We're going to see it right here.
Nick Anastas, Steve Beals with you and the rest of our Friday Night Lights New Hampshire family. Glad you could join us from Bulldog Stadium. They continue to look at Casamassino on the Bedford sideline. And now we are ready to resume. 1:39 remaining.
Boy.
McDonald in the gun. Spellman to his left takes the snap, throws it short and incomplete, intended for Quintilani.
Barely a forward pass, barely.
Yeah, they do rule it incomplete, second down and 10.
Yeah, you're going to see it right here. That wasn't by much, Nick. Wow, I'm not. Yeah, that almost looked like a
pushing the envelope.
That's pushing it is right.
Pinkerton will stay with
They'll
four
take
receivers here, second and 10. Bulldogs a three-man rush. McDonald looking, firing. He's got Caruso.
Good job getting out of bounds. They're going to wind it.
He did not get out of bounds. Tackled inbounds, just shy of the sideline after an 8-yard gain. Make it 9. Third down and 1. Poltrineri credit with the stop. Hoping to hurry here. Fourth down, they want to avoid. Third and 1, they throw. Up skyward for Dillon, incomplete. Overshoots the target.
Yeah, heck of an
now
effort.
The fourth down is on the way. 4th and 1.
Yeah, heck of an effort by Bennett Matthews there to try to intercept that ball just a little bit. Little late getting there, but Pinkerton really needed that reception, Nick. Now he's in a situation where
it's 4th and 1.
Yeah, 4th and 1 with
Minute
one timeout left.
First down marker at the 43 of Pinkerton.
Can only stop it one time.
That's a full yard, too. 4th and 1. Quintilani will stay in the backfield. McDonald frantically waving for Spellman to change direction. Now there's 3 receivers left side. 3-man rush, and hang on. The officials are going to blow it dead. And we get a timeout here by Coach Matthews.
Wow.
So Bedford again feeling like the defense was not quite ready. And I believe Coach Matthews is now out of timeouts.
They're saying, I apologize. Yes. So Coach O'Reilly still has 2 timeouts.
Still has 2, yeah.
Okay. I was looking at the wrong side of the board. I'm sorry. Didn't mean to lead anybody astray there.
Coming up after the game, full recap, stats, highlights, analysis, out-of-town scoreboard as well. And a look ahead to tomorrow's broadcast. Big D2 game.
Yes.
Between Manchester West and Pelham.
And Nick has informed me that there's no need to worry about any unbiased coverage because...
Have I ever given you a reason?
Never.
Well,
That's my point. But it's got to feel good for you to graduate from West High School, Nick, and to know that program is turning around the way it is. It's got to make you feel good.
Good start for the Blue Knights. They're 4-1. Pelham is 5-0. We get underway at about 2 o'clock. All right, here we go, Steve.
I'm just busting you.
The biggest play of the game. 4th and 1. McDonald to his left. Throws incomplete.
Wow.
Trying to hook up with Knudsen. It goes incomplete. Bedford going to celebrate.
Hard-fought game.
They're going to take over with 1:04 remaining. Pinkerton, they still have 2 timeouts, but trailing here 28-25. The writing seems to be on the wall.
Yeah, well, with 2 timeouts, yeah, it was catchable, but it was going to take a heck of a catch in order to do that, Nick, for sure.
Yeah, Knudsen had to come back to it and couldn't quite reel it in. The incompletion hands Bedford the football. What a game tonight, back and forth. You and I were due for a close one. We got one.
Yeah, we sure did. These are 2 teams just fighting it out, and a lot to be proud of here on both sides. But, you know, for Bedford to start off the way they did and turn the momentum around and continue it and pull some big plays out of the hat through excellent execution between the quarterback and receiver core. And that's...
May's going to take a knee. Coach O'Reilly is not
it's just,
going to stop the clock.
He can't because it's just a matter of,
the math not
in his favor.
Right.
Yeah, he knows that. Done this for enough decades.
So Bedford is going to survive, Steve. They're going to improve to 6-0 overall, 5-0 against in-state competition. Pinkerton suffering a rare second straight loss. They slipped to 4-2 overall, 3-2 against in-state competition.
Yep.
And a worthy round of applause given
It sure is.
to two teams that really left it all out on the field tonight. Two of the premier programs on center stage, and it's a 3-point difference in the end, which seems like that's about right.
Yeah, both these programs, Nick, yes, they've lost 2 games. They lost to Salem, and they've how you doing, brother?
28-25 the final. And when we come back, we'll wrap the whole thing up. Bedford a winner. You are watching our Friday Night Lights New Hampshire Game of the Week, presented by Beals Insurance.
Our broadcast today, as it always is brought to you by Beals Insurance Agency, with locations now in both Bedford and Londonderry. Whether you need home, auto, or business insurance, Beals Insurance will get you both the price and quality coverage that's right for you. Just call 603-471-9999 or visit BealsInsurance.com to request a free quote and start saving money today. Again, that's BealsInsurance.com. The New Hampshire Tomahawks promote the highest level of club lacrosse competition, not just in the state, but in the country. Looking to get recruited? Director Chris Cameron keeps an open dialogue with the nation's top college lacrosse coaches. Over 400 New Hampshire Tomahawks alumni have played at the college level, including the ACC, Big East, Big Ten, Ivy, NESCAC, NE10, and more. The New Hampshire Tomahawks coaching staff has over 100 coaches, including current high school, varsity, and college coaches. The Tomahawks offer training for players of all ages, clinics, camps, and leagues, along with spring, summer, and fall elite teams. So play with the best. The New Hampshire Tomahawks, showcase and development for college lacrosse. Visit NewHampshireTomahawks.com and girls.nhtomahawks.com. How can you reach your team's fundraising goals at no risk and no cost? MG Sports offers a variety of products to make your team's fundraiser a success. Their products include discount tickets, cards, and calendar raffles to hundreds of local merchants throughout the New England area. Don't waste another season. Raise more funds than ever before and become another football program in New Hampshire that sets fundraising records every season. MG Sports, fundraising made easy. Visit mgsportsfundraising.com to start raising money for your team today. Colonial Printing is family owned and celebrating 50 years of quality print services for New Hampshire businesses and can help yours as well. Whether it's creative design, digital or offset printing, or banners and signs, with state-of-the-art technology, unlimited industry sources, and the ability to think outside the box, Colonial Printing will help you get your job done. To see their full list of services, promo products, and portfolio, or to request an estimate, visit colonialprintingnh.com. That's colonialprintingnh.com.
Well, what a game here tonight in Bedford as the two-time defending Division I champions pull it off in the end and win their 22nd straight. 28-25 is the final. Bedford now 6-0 overall, 5-0 against the NHIAA. Pinkerton 4-2. As we see Coach O'Reilly addressing the troops. His squad got out to the start they were hoping for on the road, as Pinkerton came in looking to shake off a 27-13 defeat last week against Salem. They scored the first 13 points tonight. Matt Morrison, 74-yard touchdown run on just the third play from scrimmage, set the tone. Morrison was lost shortly after that, exited in the first quarter, did not return in what looked like to be a hand injury. Bedford got their offense going after an initial 3-and-out on their first drive. They put together a multi-minute, multi-play second drive and scored on the final play of the first quarter. 3-yard touchdown run from Brody Helton to make it 13-7 after one. Pinkerton, though, had the answer. Aiden McDonald hooks up with Anthony Caruso. Longest play through the air tonight, a 51-yard touchdown pass. 19-7. That was the high-water mark for Pinkerton. After that, Bedford scored to make it a one-score game. Jack May to Noah Casamassino, 11-yard touchdown pass with just about 3 minutes to go before halftime. Bedford got the ball back, threatened to take the lead before halftime. Pinkerton came up with a key interception on the final play before the break to preserve a 19-14 halftime edge. Third quarter, Bedford, a lengthy drive, over 6 minutes, Steve. They cashed in with a 3-yard touchdown run from Brody Helton, his second touchdown tonight. Helton, by the way, finished just short of 100 rushing yards, 87 on 23 carries, but those two touchdowns were big. Bedford led after 3 quarters, 22-19. Pinkerton briefly wrestled it right back. Ryson Michaud, quiet through the first 3 quarters, comes up with 54 yards on that Pinkerton fourth quarter drive, cashed in with a 7-yard touchdown run. Astros led briefly 25-22 about midway through that fourth quarter. Then Bedford with a clock-killing final drive. Capped off with a May to Landon Ellsborough touchdown pass. Ellsmore, not Ellsborough. Ellsmore in the back of the end zone, able to haul it in from 7 yards out. Peter Suazo, a big 38-yard catch on that drive, kept it going. And in the end, it's a 28-25 final score. Bedford, still the team to beat, still the reigning champs, and still undefeated now 6 weeks in.
Yeah, I think when you go back to the keys that we had at the beginning of the game, Nick, yes, there was a couple interceptions, but they weren't majorly consequential. It wasn't like the game we did last night where they were very consequential. In the Memorial Concord game, they mattered, but I don't think it was indicative of really why Bedford won today. To me, it was both excellent game plans by both coaches. I think Coach O'Reilly did a fantastic job with now missing his 2 best players, offensive players in the field, and showing the kind of depth that they had to still come in. But it's still not. It's not like having Brody Helton and Bennett Matthews on the field, and that's what Pinkerton had to deal with. I think he did a good job adjusting for that. But let's give Bedford all the credit in the world. How many plays, 3rd and 17, 3rd and 11, 4th and 11, 4th and 4, and then that long pass that led to that final touchdown drive before the touchdown pass was, I mean, they have backs to the wall. They don't get that. They probably don't win the football game, Nick, but they execute. And the thing about it, it was so good that you can't blame the defensive backs of Pinkerton. They were like right there. It was just put exactly in the right spot with just a terrific play, bring it down. Bennett Matthews catch that he made literally over here, coming out, getting that first down, maintaining possession from deep in their territory. We can go on and on and on through this football game, but it was the May and the connection that he had with receivers and the incredible amount of time that he had, but then the big one at the end where he extends that play, something you want in a quarterback at the big times, and he just fires it in the back of the end zone. These teams are this close. It could go any way. You could play these games 10 times. It could be 5-5, Nick, honestly. But I think what Bedford's done today in their home field tonight is shown that mid-season exam they passed with flying colors. Coach Zach Matthews and his crew deserve a ton of credit the way they managed the game. It was just very entertaining, and as you pointed out, Nick, we got what we wanted to come to watch a game with just some good, solid, high IQ football. And how about Brody Helton, held to under 100 yards? That says a lot about that defense of Pinkerton. But he still got under 100 yards, and those were critical times, critical carries that he had throughout the game.
Reminder: we're back at it tomorrow afternoon. Manchester West playing host to Pelham. In Division II, the Pythons have won 46 straight, one of the nation's longest active win streaks. Both teams considered Division II contenders. Our broadcast begins with pregame coverage at 1:45 tomorrow. I want to thank my friend and athletic director, Corey Parker, making sure we had the best seat in the house tonight up here on the roof.
Thank you, Corey.
At Bulldog Stadium. Always nice to catch up with the folks here at Bedford. Of course, our friends long time over at BCTV, including station director Bill Jennings. Good to chat there as well. And, of course, a big thank you goes out to our crew here at Friday Night Lights, New Hampshire.
Terrific job tonight.
On the ground tonight, Kristen Beals filling in adequately tonight up here with us, making sure the aerial views were proper, and then down in the trenches, so to speak, both Matt Beals and John Barron had us covered. The whole thing, of course, orchestrated flawlessly by the man behind the curtain, the wizard of replay, our director, Ben Beals.
And Tucker.
Back in the Beals and Sharon studio with his new assistant, Tucker Beals, as well. For Steve Beals, my name is Nick Anastas saying so long. Final score, final time. Bedford 28, Pinkerton 25. This has been a presentation of our Friday Night Lights New Hampshire Game of the Week, presented by Beals Insurance.